to understand.
I have to hear one more time that you did this for the family.
I did it for me. I liked it. I was good at it. And I was alive.
Foolery show says. Yo. Benjamin Lynn says. TDS on? Dave says. Hi, I'm Dave.
What up, fools? Today is 5/29. Shut up! Today is 5/29/2023. It is 11:08 p.m. Yeah, damn. I heard about Joe Rogan. It's so sad, dude. It's so sad. Tom, you are in a bubble. Yep. Yep. So I figured I'd show you guys a different part of my tank today. This is an area where we're starting to like mat the grass and everything and it's growing in very thick algae. And I'm kind of just allowing it in this area because it looks cool. I've got bonsai trees over there, and so there's 3 bonsai trees there, and it's really cool when the algae just kind of gets like super thick on top of it, like they're actual trees. And then there's a bunch of rocks all around as well, like big smooth river stones, and so it looks really cool. Oh yeah, I forgot to grab my Red Bull. I always forget to credit the music to Clancy, so I put the link in the description, produced by Clancy. If you're looking for these guys, there it is. Hey, Excel Self. Everybody was putting W's in chat for you yesterday. You were dead on with the poll, and we easily doubled what I normally get in thumbs upsies. So that was a huge dub from Excel Self. Hella likes. We had likes on likes on likes. And but yeah, the stream got taken down. It takes like 24 hours for it to edit out all the copyrighted stuff, so it'll be back up eventually, but it takes a while. And yesterday was a pretty epic stream too, so it kind of sucks that it got taken down. Sassafras had already done all of the timestamps and everything, and yeah. You guys watch anything interesting today? See any interesting streams? Anything good? I saw some good stuff today. You want to know what good stuff I saw today?
It was like, I'm gonna log out right here. Like, how do people do that? You did? That's not you. Did you just...
Her name is Palm B, and she's going to be my wife one of these days. She doesn't know who I am yet, but I just need to get the courage to send her a dono.
Zero super chatted $1.99. Tom, who's going to win AbaNPreach or FNF?
I don't know. I don't know anything about it. Maybe we'll get to that later. I need the... Yeah, simping ain't easy. It ain't simping if you got it. So yeah, we'll she does seem exactly your type.
deathcore. So when you say metal, I'm just like, Cannibal Corpse?
We're just gonna stream snipe her the entire night.
New metal? Linkin Park? I am playing D4 on launch. No, I actually don't like Taylor Swift at all. Classic metal, Metallica.
Bass, dude.
Metallica's
Bass.
so good.
Let's go, dude. Let's go. We're gonna pause that. We're just gonna leave this here for the rest of the stream.
Donju and Plagueis 0 super chatted $1.99. Hopefully Myron and Fresh won't back down this time.
Yeah, maybe we'll is it are they talking about fighting again? She does have a guitar amp, yeah. That's true. But yeah, everybody take a second, hit the thumbs upsies. Appreciate you joining tonight. We are... Wait, why isn't my border moving? What happened? That was weird. Why would it stop moving? That looks weird. We gotta make the camera smaller. There we go. That looks much better. Okay. There's links to my Discord and my Twitter in the description, so make sure you go join the Discord and follow me on Twitter for all of my epic tweets. I mostly post videos and memes and stuff like that. We just posted another one today. Let's pull that up.
Inspiration for your new album?
She even streams at the same times as me, bro. Content now. About reviewing content now. It's talking about the ethics of reviewing other people's content. Well played. Well played. Fair enough. Well played. Refresh.
Donju and Plagueis 0 super chatted $1.99. Shout out to Billy Ray Brown.
For that. I asked Chud Logic to collaborate with you and he laughed. That's good. The last time I talked to him, he was upset about something. He said he wanted to debate me on it. And then I said, okay, are you sure you're not like trying to debate me on like a meme or anything? Like, can you tell me what you want to debate? He's like, just generally like all of your lav takes. And I was like, well, no, not generally. Like, Like, what specifically? And then he just didn't answer. So I assume he changed his mind. I assume he realized that I was right on everything and was like, crap. My bad. Let's see. Okay, let's go ahead and pull up this first video. I think we got some stuff scheduled for tomorrow and Thursday. Some debates, I believe. Michael Jelly, let's go. Appreciate the follow. Yeah, I followed crap. What was your name again? The Just Jerry podcast on Instagram today. Those are they AI pics? Whatever they are, they're freaking sick, dude. Ah, did I not save the video? Oh yeah, I did. Here we go.
For some to gently push back on the Karen narrative is nothing.
So I've been real hesitant on this channel to call what's been going on with Anna Kasparian of the Young Turks a redemption arc. I've been
You finally won my follow. Let's go.
hesitant to say that she's moving to the right, and in fact I've criticized other people for saying so, because in reality I don't believe that she's actually doing so. What I think is happening is that Anna Kasparian is realizing that
She's not moving to the, like, she's not going to be on the right. She's heading in a rightward direction. Yes, of course. She's been in the brain dead echo chamber progressive nutcase area for a while now. She's moving into the stupid libtard area instead. Tom, did you hear from Nala? Let me check. I don't think so. No. No, I still have not heard back from Nala. So I realized today the account that I DM'd was a fake account. And so then I tried to find the real account and went through, and I'm not joking, like 20 more fake accounts. Is insane. There are so many people just reposting her content on Instagram, pretending to be her. And they're not like, they don't say like fake, fan accounts. They don't have the link in the bio, where it's like some weird jumbled up link that isn't coherent in any way, that doesn't have any .coms or anything on it. They don't have any of that stuff. They don't have like the telltale signs of a fake account. So I apparently DM'd a fake account yesterday. And so today found the real account and DM'd her on there. So the timer starts over.
that the lot that she's thrown herself in with are actually not decent people. The people that she's associating with do not have her overall
love you,
worldview.
Tom.
They don't have her
I love you too, the Mads dog. Appreciate the sub.
goals, and she is still a left-wing person. In fact, over the last few years, Anna Kasparian has become more left-wing on economic issues, not less left-wing. You will hear her referencing things related to communism,
Tom dropping DMs. His rise into Chad status is coming, Mark. My words. Yeah, Mark. It's coming. Those are his words. It is coming. You quit doubting me, Mark.
Karl Marx and all of that, and I have taken note of that in my coverage. However, Anna Kasparian recently dropped a video where she called out anti-white racism, and in this video, there's actually a portion of it where she acknowledges that she has participated in this poor behavior, and I think that is commendable. That is something worth talking about, so that's what we're going to cover today. But before we get into that, I just want to say thank you to everybody who signed up over on actualjusticewarrior.com/join. You get early access to videos through the secret video page. Really appreciate you.
Give me the money. Give me the money. Okay?
And those of you who are listening on Spotify, Apple's podcasting platform, and Google's podcasting platform.
Uber has placed Bo Young Lee, its head of diversity, on leave after she moderated a couple of employee events that made the horrifying mistake of including the perspectives of white female employees.
So the setup for this talk, which by the way is very Tucker Carlson-esque in the way that Anna Kasparian is presenting it, which she would not take as a compliment, is the head of diversity, or their diversity inclusion chief over at Uber Corporate, ended up being put on leave due to the fact that they had a series of diversity workshops where white women in particular were upset because of derogatory terms being hurled in their direction. Now, normally, I would be covering this video and talking about how Anna is going to throw her lot in with the mob. However, Anna Kasparian has a bit of a different take than you would expect, and thus, this is a far more interesting story. And if you're thinking about the likes to dislikes on this video, I actually checked it via my plugin. It's about 3,100 to 3,400 to 500, so the Young Turks audience seems to be largely on board with this pivot.
Now, the future of their longtime diversity, equity, and inclusion chief is uncertain. The New York Times writes that employees' concerns centered on a pair of events that were billed as diving into the spectrum of the American white woman's experience and hearing from white women who work at Uber with a focus on the Karen persona. They were intended to be an open and honest conversation about race, according to the invitation. Employees turned to the company's Slack to complain and expressed that they didn't like that some of their white colleagues saw Karen as a derogatory term. But as we all know, Karen absolutely is a derogatory term.
Yeah, wait. Karen is obviously a derogatory term. I know that people like to debate whether or not it's a slur. It's obviously a slur, but fine. Like, if you wanna be weird and be like, oh, well, it's not a slur, then that's one thing. But to say it's not a derogatory term, it's obviously derogatory. Nobody wants to be a Karen. Nobody wants to be a Karen. No woman is like, oh, it's so nice being a Karen. That's not a thing. That is not a thing that exists.
Are we really gonna pretend like it's not?
So as Anna Kasparian lays out right there, they were going to do an event. It's a diversity inclusion event. They were going to ask white women how they feel about how they're treated because they're still women. However, a bunch of people who were higher on the progressive stack, the intersectional hierarchy, were angry that some of these white women felt like the term Karen, which is a racial derogatory term, was being used against them because it's a racial and
Yeah, it's a racial slur. It is. I've had this debate with people numerous times. They are coping so hard, dude. It is a racial and sexist slur. It just is. It just is. Like, it just is. There is no denying this. It is a derogatory term for people who are white, women who are a bit bitchy and have this air of like superiority, think they're better than others, and kind of act in like a dickish way, especially towards like employees and crap like that. This is yes, can I speak to your manager is the catchphrase for Karens. It is easily a racial slur and a sexist slur. There's no arguing around this.
And derogatory term. And Anna Kasparian,
I think Karen more of the social aspect than race. Sure, but you don't call a black woman a Karen. You'll call her a Shaniqua or something like that, but you won't call her a Karen.
Acknowledges right there that it's obviously a derogatory term. You wouldn't be hurling it at women exclusively who express bad behavior, according to the left wing, if it weren't meant to be a derogatory term.
Employees felt the event organizers were minimizing racism and the harm white people can inflict on people of color by focusing on how Karen is a hurtful word, according to messages and an employee who attended the events. Well, it's a derogatory term. That's why it's used in a derogatory sense after someone is perceived to have engaged in bad behavior.
And there you have Anna Kasparian saying it right there. And it's interesting that in these Slack messages, you have all of these employees complaining about how they're not able to use this term, or how white women are complaining about this term being hurled against them, even though it's a work environment. And yeah, you shouldn't be hurling these words to attack somebody based on their race in a work environment. If it were any other term for any other group of people, no matter how new, no matter how mild it was perceived to be, this would be a big issue. And you would expect the people who are giving these messages in the Slack communication saying that they want to be racist to be fired by any company. But instead, they put the head of diversity inclusion on leave due to this.
Now, the controversy didn't die down. Weeks later, the Karen conundrum was aired in a company-wide meeting. Several weeks after the first event, a black woman asked during an Uber all-hands meeting how the company would prevent tone-deaf, offensive, and triggering conversations from becoming a part of its diversity initiatives. Lee replied, arguing that while the discussions can sometimes feel uncomfortable, they were important and necessary to have.
So this is one of the conversations that I had with Katie when we were on Destiny's show, is where we were talking about the fact that lots of the time, people on the left think diversity means more of everything but white people. And so you can have like an all-black girls basketball team, and people will say stuff like, "Oh, what a diverse group of women." Like, no, that's not diverse. It's all women. They're all black. There's no diversity whatsoever. This is uniform. This is the opposite of diverse. So when they say, well, you need to stop with this talk about Karen so that we can have more inclusive language. What do you think stopping people from using white racial slurs is about? It's about actual diversity, not diversity in the sense of like, you know, let's just do everything against white people and then coddle everybody else. It's saying no, like real diversity, where we actually use real inclusive language that isn't going to have racial or sexist connotations to it. It is a obvious thing like that people who actually care about diversity would do. But people who don't really care about diversity, they care about woke points, they care about, you know, looking cool to the progressives, they care about making sure that everybody sees them virtue signal, then diversity just means, you know, more of everybody except for white people.
Sometimes being pushed out of your own strategic ignorance is the right thing to do. That's what she said.
So at this point in time, I want to talk about the fact that
Thank you, Fake Wise. Appreciate it.
Uber, the company that we're talking about, connects riders with cab drivers or delivery personnel in terms of Uber Eats, and they're not talking about anything of the sort. Instead, what they have is a black female employee angry at their Asian diversity czar for having a tone-deaf and triggering conversation, for allowing white women to say that they don't want to be called derogatory terms. Again, reverse the races right here, and you tell me a white woman at a company tells their diversity person who's supposed to deal with racism that they're upset because the diversity person wanted people to talk about, black women in particular, derogatory names hurled at them, and this white woman would be fired immediately. But instead, she says the progressive line that you have to confront your strategic ignorance, and the Asian lady is the one who is put on leave due to this. So because she dared speak to a racist black woman at the company, she ended up being put on leave, which just goes to show you how insane these companies actually are. And
that's how you get more diversity, dude. There you go. Well done.
How much time they spend doing no business at all whatsoever.
Now, as you can imagine, that comment did not really do much to calm the situation down, and instead sparked additional outrage and complaints to executives. So Lee decided to hold a second event, which was intended to be a dialogue where employees could express how they felt about what they heard during the first event. But that led to even more complaints. In Slack, groups for Black and Hispanic employees at Uber fumed that instead of a chance to provide feedback or have a dialogue, they were instead being lectured about their response to the initial Don't Call Me Karen event.
Again, it is like Anna Kasparian has made it through to the other side to sanity. These people are complaining about their racial entitlement to insult white women at the company. Also, and this was not taken note of by Anna Kasparian, but that's why I'm here, there's portions in this where they talk about Black and Hispanic groups within Uber. Why are you forming these groups in your company? What is the point of all of this when you're supposed to be a technology company that talks about technology and is trying to make Uber finally profitable?
One person wrote, "I felt like I was being scolded for the entirety of that meeting." Another employee took issue with the premise that the term Karen shouldn't be used. Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. In the workplace, you shouldn't be calling your coworkers Karens.
Yeah, I was about to say, you're at freaking work, dude. What are you talking about? You're at work. Like, this is supposed to be a professional area. Like, you should be able to go to work without having to be worried, without having to worry about being called racial slurs or sexist slurs. People are seriously wild, dude. And I don't think this is the norm. I think that this is obviously a small group of people that are probably acting this way. It's probably just a bunch of nutcases who are running around like, what? No, we should be allowed to say Karen. We should be allowed to call people Karen. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just about white people, so we're allowed to say it now. This is actual retardation. This is it. Like, when you start justifying sexist slurs and racial slurs as long as it's towards white people, and then you say that you should be allowed to do it for the sake of diversity, this is progressive brain rot. You have lost your freaking mind. You have truly lost your mind. But again, this is a small group of people who are going to act like this. There's a very small group of people. It's not a lot. I know that people like to overblow how many people actually would act like, you know, Karen isn't a racial slur or it's not a sexist slur. And I think most people understand that and just don't care and use it anyways, which I am one of those people. Like, yeah, I don't care. Like, I'm still going to say it. But that doesn't mean I'm going to cope myself into believing that it's not one of those things. I think by far the majority of people will be able to easily admit that this is a racial and sexist slur, that they just use it anyways. And they would agree, yeah, probably shouldn't be using it at work. Like, it's obvious if most workplaces should probably stop people from using words like Karen.
It's just not a good idea. And by the way, just let that sink in for a moment. Employees were openly angry that they couldn't use a derogatory word against some of their colleagues.
Again, the American corporation is totally ridiculous. We have this image in our head of these hardcore businessmen innovating in a hyper-competitive world, and this is what they're spending their time with. They actually had a chief people officer and the head of the company, or one of the heads of the company, tell this woman to step back because a bunch of the racist employees who hate white women didn't feel heard enough when they were asked to gently not tell people about how much they hate white women and discriminate against their white female employees. It's absurd, it's insane, and compared to what is allowed to go on in these companies, the levels of racism that are permitted, it should be obvious that something is completely backwards over here, and Anna Kasparian highlights a great example of this.
Look, I gotta be honest, simply treating employees.
Wait, no, most workplaces should be concerned with work and productivity, not some petty effing squabbles being had by the goddamn hens. That's just plain retarded. If people at work were calling you a spick or something like that, you would definitely go to HR. You would not be like, "Oh, it's okay. It's just the hens squibbling. It's just the, it's just people being dumb. No big deal." Like, you would and should go to HR about something like that. That's ridiculous. Nobody should be able to say stuff like this.
Employees equally, and providing a space for some to gently push back on the Karen narrative is nothing compared to the several years people have been consuming speeches like the one Dr. Aruna Kilanani gave at Yale in 2022.
I had fantasies of unloading a revolver into the head of any white person that got in my...
Rolling on the floor laughing. If I ever went to HR, that would be the last day my family consider me part of them. Okay, I mean, look, the people should be allowed to go to work without having to worry about this sort of stuff. HR should take care of this sort of stuff. I'm somebody who runs businesses. I'm somebody who has lots of employees. I want them to feel safe at work. I want them to feel comfortable at work. I don't want people being hateful towards them. I don't want people discriminating against them. I want to create an environment that they're going to feel comfortable in. Now, is that all environments? No, of course not. The internet is not that environment. On the internet, we will say and do all sorts of crazy things because you can just walk away. You can just turn off the computer. You can just close the laptop, or you can move on to the next video. Not that big of a deal. But at work, that should not be a concern. That should not be something that anybody has to worry about.
Daring their body and wiping my bloody hands as I walked away relatively guiltless. With a bounce like that, like I did the world favor.
Yeah, I just want to reiterate what you heard there. The audio wasn't
I didn't hear anything there.
great, so just in case you didn't hear it. During a speech at Yale in April of 2022, Dr. Aruna Kilanani said, and I quote, "I had fantasies of unloading a revolver into the head of any white person that got in my way, burying their body and wiping my bloody hands as I walked away relatively guiltless."
Yeah, and the Groypers freaked out, dude. The neo-Nazis lost their heads. That is great, but have you even seen an HR department? Yeah, of course. I've worked with the HR department at my last job.
With a bounce in my step, like I did.
Yeah, the neo-Nazis loved using this as like, see, look. See? Anti-white sentiments are becoming normalized. It's like, this is one freaking person, bro. This is one person. It's not that big of a deal. Like, nobody's out here condoning this sort of behavior or this sort of language. It's one person. It's like, again, I don't disagree that there are some nutcases on the left who want to do the whole, like, what is it? Privilege plus power equals racism sort of bullcrap. And then you should know how flawed they are. Well, I do know they're flawed. I don't. So what? I don't understand the point. Like, it's obviously you should still go to HR about these sorts of issues. But yeah, there's a small amount of progressives who will use the whole prejudice plus power equals racism stuff, which means that you can't actually be racist to white people, which means, you know, you can just go to town on white people and there's no ramifications there, no problem, because they're in positions of power. Like, it's a very small group of people who actually say stuff like this. Like, truly, it is a very small, relevant group of nutcases who believe this stuff.
Did the world an effing favor.
Again, Anna Kasparian, great stuff. She's talking about how this woman was able to give a speech on Yale about how she fantasized about killing any random white person, and she felt like she would be doing the world a favor if she committed murder. So we're in a situation where if a white person doesn't like an obviously derogatory term being hurled at her during the time that she's at work, that is considered unacceptable, and you have to put people who hear those complaints and try to address them on leave at your job, but also at our...
I expected them to be like, you haven't had any meetings about black slurs, you haven't had any meetings about, you know, Latino slurs, you haven't had any meetings about sexist slurs, you haven't had any meetings about any of this other stuff. So why are you making such a big deal about the word Karen when you haven't made a big deal about any of these other things? That's what I thought we were going to hear. That's what I thought we were going to hear. That's what I thought we were going to get into. Is that that was going to be the real complaint from these people. I gave them too much credit. I was being too charitable. I thought they might actually be reasonable humans.
Highest institutions, racists can talk about how they fantasize about killing people of one race and how much they would enjoy it, and that's to be praised, that's to be cheered, that's to be supported, that's stunning and brave. It's absolute objective insanity, and I give Anna Kasparian credit for not only calling out this extreme example, but for talking about how the whole equity industry is designed to rake in the cash.
And it should come to no surprise that DEI trainings like this have led to lawsuits because they include, you know, discrimination. In 2020, at least half a dozen people who had been employed by the New York City Department of Education filed lawsuits or won settlements in cases relating to mandatory DEI trainings.
So Anna Kasparian, 100% right here. These trainings are obviously racist in tone. They're obviously discriminatory, and they open you up for legal liability if you allow these race hustlers to come in order to profit off of dividing people in your company.
Take Syra Rao and Regina Jackson as just one example. They run a business called Race to Dinner, and wealthy white women across the country pay them handsomely to come to their dinner parties to bash the host and her white friends as racist. They do this without knowing anything about the dinner guests, without ever having interacted with them.
Do you think there is a difference between racism and prejudice? Yeah, prejudice can be towards any group. Racism is prejudice towards a specific race.
All they know about these individuals is the color of their skin, and automatically they assume these white women have anti-black prejudice in their hearts. How much do they charge? Well, if you ask me, a lot. Each dinner party initially cost $2,500 total, but the rate increased to $5,000 in 2020. Gee, I wonder why. The funds cover a 2-hour dinner, which includes support from Race to Dinner's business developer, planning, travel for Jackson and Rao, and
racism, prejudice, discrimination, or antagonism by an individual, community, or institution against a person or people on the basis of their membership in a particular racial or ethnic group, typically one that is a minority or marginalized. So yeah, literally the first word in the definition of racism is the word prejudice. So when people say, oh no, sorry, that's not racism, that's just prejudice towards a race, you're talking about racism. You're describing racism, homie. I'm sorry. You're describing racism. Or they'll say, oh no, sorry, that's not racism. That's just discrimination. Yeah, that's still racism. Yep. When you do these things based on race, that is still racism, buddy.
And when applicable, a post-event consultation. The cost of food was not included in the original dinner party fee.
Now, Anna Kasparian highlights Race to Dinner, which is one of the stupidest, most insane programs. As she said, wealthy white women are supposed to pay some of the worst racist race hustlers online to come to their house and complain for 2 hours about the fact that white people are paying them to have dinner with them because they're evil white racists, evil white racism. Oh my God, we got to do something about the evil white racists. She points out that it's absurd, and of course, they doubled their fee after the death of George Floyd, really trying to profit off of that. And it's just insanity going on in our nation. And Anna Kasparian calls it out in a way that I find incredibly respectable.
Their words, as void of evidence as they may be, are treated as fact. But don't worry, they also think immigrants to America are automatically anti-black racist as well.
Syra will generally say that she is anti-black, and everybody will pivot towards me. And I go, well, and black people know it. The gig is up. We know that every person who comes to this country as an immigrant believes themselves to be better than us.
Based on what? What evidence is there that immigrants come into the country and automatically see themselves as higher up the food chain or the hierarchy than black people? There's no evidence of that.
Anna, do me a favor. Go to your Twitter account right now, twitter.com/Anna Kasparian.
I don't know. That's probably actually true. That's probably actually true because black people, so if we think of like a racial caste and we think of like where people sit. So let's have some sort of hierarchy of where like everybody kind of ranks different races just mentally, subjectively, not like on purpose, not really thinking about it, but they just happen to do this, right? Black Americans are pretty much always like at the very bottom. And then if you have like immigrant black people or immigrants even from other countries, like people from Nigeria or whatever. Lots of them, yes, they are generally, they think of themselves as better than African Americans because African Americans are the poor ghetto, criminals and gangsters, and they're just like the bottom of the bottom, the worst of the worst. And so, yeah, they definitely get the crux of it when it comes to getting hate. Everybody looks down on black people. This is not just a white thing, though it's considered white supremacy, but it is not just a white thing. It is a thing that lots of people do, and it's mainly a cultural problem for black people. Like there is a cultural issue that exists. And as long as there are these CRT groups that will keep pushing that black people just have no issues, it's everybody else who has issues, and anybody who has, who wants black people to actually integrate with social norms within America, wants black people to start to move into the 21st century, those people are being racist, those people are doing something wrong. Like, this is insane. This is crazy. If I go over to Italy, if I go over to France, if I go over to Mexico, if I go to Nigeria, anywhere else I go, China, Japan, Korea, like wherever I go, I will have to learn how to fit in with their cultural norms. But black people have kind of told themselves, well, we don't have to do this. We don't got to do that. And immigrants do that. Immigrants come here to do that. Immigrants say, hey, I'm going to move my family to America and my kids will grow up as Americans, just like Americans do. And they'll act like Americans and they'll talk like Americans and they will fit in to American culture. But the CRT types, they call this whiteness. They say this is whiteness, this is white supremacy, this is white people trying to get everybody else to act like them. The United States is not just a white country. It might be a majority white country, but lots of other ethnic groups participate in our culture. We have black rappers as the top idols on our Billboard charts over and 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 over. We idolize these people. We've got pictures of black people up on our walls who are our idols in football and in basketball. These are great examples of people who are making black men more acceptable in America. I only have pictures of Tom up on my wall, based. That's not to say that there aren't other issues, that there are things that we can do to make black culture more acceptable in a lot of ways, and they can still have their own culture, and we don't want to just wipe that out and say, you know what, you can't have your own culture, you can't have differences, you got to be exactly like us. No, of course not. Of course not. They can have their own culture, they can do their own thing. But there are lots of aspects where they're kind of fighting, pushing against the grain.
Excel Self super chatted $4.99. Sees 16-year-old me wearing a 2-pack shirt with FUBU shoes and an essay look.
True, dude. True. Now, I still wear FUBU. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I still got my FUBU shoes ready to go all the time. But that's because I'm black. So. But yeah, I was what you would consider a wigger when I was younger, and until I was about the age of like 21, 22. And obviously, it's a lot easier for me as a white person who grew up in black culture and considered myself a part of black culture. It's a lot easier for me to decide, you know what? I'm just going to be well-spoken from now on, and I'm going to go fit in with white culture. That is a much easier feat for me to accomplish. That is something that is much simpler for me to do than it is for a black person to do. That's obviously true. But what is it that we're incentivizing here? What is it? What are the goals? Like, that's what's important to me. That's what I'm talking about. What are the goals? The goals should be to have full integration, to have everybody integrating. Asians are more than capable of having their own culture and having their own style of things while still doing well in America. Jewish people are more than capable of having their own culture, having their own stuff going on, and still doing well in America. You are more than capable of having your own culture, having your own ethnicity, and still getting along in America. It is possible.
And unblock me on Twitter. I will follow you unironically, and I will no longer quote tweet your nonsense, which is what you blocked me for, because I feel like you're channeling my spirit. I feel like I've been doing this for years.
This makes it sound like this is only an issue with blacks. Meanwhile, we have inbred toothless yokels in Virginia playing kick the can and wrestling. Well, so that's what I'm talking about, is that like you could those people don't have an issue fitting into American culture. They're just poor, right? There's a difference there. Whereas like you're not going to find rich white people walking around with like, you know, holes all in their jeans and being toothless and and driving these like broken down pickup trucks and talking like this, like you can barely understand a word they're saying. You're not going to find these rich white people doing that. But you will find rich black people with their pants down below their waist, with their boxers hanging out, with their shirt down to their knees. You will still find this. That is still a thing that you will come across. These are the differences between like poor white group, rich white group, and then the similarities between poor black group, rich black group.
And that reaction actually legitimately made me laugh. This, based on what the hell are you talking about?
You're not going to see a black doctor sagging. Yeah, of course. But you will see educated, rich black people sagging their pants. That is not an uncommon thing. Like, I know well-educated black people, and this is still like it's part of their culture. It's what they know.
Damn, Anna, respect all the way around. But again, all of this would be fine on its own. It would be a decent segment, but it really needs Anna Kasparian to acknowledge what she's done in the past. And believe me, I promised it earlier in the video, and the promise of the premise will be met. Just hold on to your hats. Hey guys, editing Sean here. So after I...
Sagging pants is part of their culture? Is that a joke? Thanks, Seth. Of course, sagging pants is part of black culture. What do you mean?
Shot this, obviously, but before I edited it, I actually tweeted something out to the effect of respect for Anna Kasparian, whole paragraph. You can read it if you want. Link is in the description.
To deny that sagging your pants is part of black culture is retarded. Like, that is just straight up dumb. There's no way you can deny this. It just is. Like, this is insane. There are so many black people I know who grew up here in the suburbs. They've never been to the hood. They've never been to the ghetto. They have no idea what that's like. They all wear their pants below their butts. They all dress the same way. There's not a big difference. There's no difference there.
And then I said, by the way, someone tell her to unblock me so we can be friends again, or friends for the first time. And she actually did unblock me, which...
Sagging pants here in the hood was not done. It was done in the hood that I lived in. In New York, it was insanely common. And in Atlanta. And it is still insanely common in Atlanta. No belt or loose belt. Neither. It's a tight belt. It's just tight, like, very low. Yeah, we South, though. Well, I'm in the South. Oh, Louisiana. Okay. Yeah, I don't know much about Louisiana, actually.
Which is nice. I appreciated it. So, thanks, people who told her from my Twitter.
And if the main problem is systemic racism, why are we all engaging in this toxic witch hunt? Sussing out people we perceive to be problematic does nothing to address racism in our criminal justice system. It does nothing to improve educational curriculum in our schools. And it fails to ensure that people of color have equal opportunities to...
Oh my goodness, I never noticed that. Sagging spelt backwards if you take off the G at the beginning. That's interesting.
Wealthier white people. We've been conditioned to think that generalizations about entire groups of people is somehow okay, as if it doesn't contradict the fight against racism.
So right there, Anna Kasparian, in case you guys are unaware, is making the left-wing case against anti-white racism. She's talking about how if it's really about systemic issues, why are we villainizing random people?
There's a hilarious video about keeping the hat, sticker, and tags on. We went over that video last night. That's why last night's stream was taken down. That's exactly why last night's stream was taken down, is because we watched the Key and Peele video with them all keeping the stickers and everything on their hats. Tom, what are your intentions with my IRL friend Nala to get an interview? That is, those are my intentions. Ask for money, Tom? Nope. I'm saving myself for Palm B. Soon to be Palm Foolery.
She doesn't like that. She doesn't like the witch hunt mentality, but she's still hanging on to her left-wing positions. And I just want to take note of that because the common attack from people on the left is that she's moving to the right, which is not the case. And the common thing that a lot of people on the right are doing who actually aren't that intelligent related to political issues are saying that Anna Kasparian is moving to the right. I think Anna Kasparian is realizing that she's made some faults, but she still has a left-wing worldview. And we need to get past this idea that if somebody agrees with you on something, that means they're on your team and agree with you on anything. That tribal mentality of politics is really dumb.
Yo, let's go.
CJH5239 super chatted $50.
Appreciate it. Let's go, CJ. W's in chat for CJ. Appreciate the dono. $50. Let's go.
And it doesn't really progress the conversation. If Anna Kasparian is going to remain left-wing, but also not be in favor of this obvious racist, divisive language, I'm totally fine with that. I don't need her to agree with me on all of my positions or anything like that. I would prefer for her to stick to what she believes in and actually live up to her own standards, which appears to be what she's trying to do in this moment. She's saying, hey, I'm not in favor of this racism. The reason I started talking about these issues is because I believed I was fighting against racism, and I realized over time I was actually pushing an anti-white racist narrative. And I do think part of this has to do with the fact that Anna Kasparian was victimized by a homeless criminal. She's told that story before. I won't get into
in this case, they're pretending to be outraged about an insult that doesn't ever really get used in America. It's, oh, okay, well, we're gonna ban people for honky. Oh, wow, I get so discriminated against because you called me honky. All this is total lies, and it's meant to appease the right wing. Don't worry, we are cracking down on anti-white racists. It's absurd. There's no such thing. People are pretending that there's a problem when there isn't. It's the usual right-wing victimology. Oh, I'm such a victim. BS, total lies. Thanks for watching The Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to
implement a 1-week suspension for Haas. And there are other streamers who are now also experiencing this suspension. For instance, Vosh is another streamer. He is indefinitely suspended because apparently he used the word cracker in his stream. And so this all started when Hassan noticed that 2 of his moderators or mods had been suspended from Twitch, and it was because they had used the word cracker. That sparked a debate with others in his community who disagree with his take on cracker. He does not think that it's offensive, and it is not the equivalent of using, let's say, the N-word, which is an actual racial slur. Others disagree. And since Twitch, like many other social media platforms, aren't very clear on what their terms of service happen to be, or more importantly, they don't apply their rules evenly among all streamers. Turns out that Haas ends up getting a 1-week suspension. So he talked about this through Twitter, saying, yes, it is for exactly what you think it is, anti-white racism for using the term cracker. And we do have the video of where he had used that word. So let's just take a quick look at that offensive video.
I've been called a cracker more times than every single one of you pasty little cracker bitches in my chat, okay? Let's be real for a second, okay, Mr. Alabama? I've been called a load more than you. Why? Because I'm extremely online, okay? So shut the up. Stop crying about this term, okay? Recognize that the person who's calling you a is literally powerless, okay? Sorry, it's just the truth. A person calling you a is powerless. They're doing it as someone who's been historically oppressed, blowing off steam, okay? You can say that that's infantilizing or whatever, but that's truly the reality.
Are we censoring the word cracker?
Yeah.
Well, are we really?
It's cool. I literally use the N-word for the same exact reason, so I'm glad he said that.
Not allowed to
No,
use
by the way, I don't know if Twitch is going to ban us now because we're using the word on air. So this is real. I have no idea.
This
They
is
might.
insane. This is insane. This is all of this is insane.
Okay.
Like,
So yeah, this is just a year ago. So big difference between then and now.
To the details, you can look for the clips yourself, and she was labeled a Karen and a white privileged woman for being upset about being assaulted by 2 homeless men as she walked her dog.
we've taken the bait in this extremely successful divide and conquer strategy. And to be honest, I've been struck by how effortlessly callous the online discourse has become. Any out-of-context viral video that features a conflict with a white woman is automatically considered evidence of a racist act, even before we have all the details. The latest example involved a pregnant hospital worker named Sarah Comrie in New York. She was captured on video during an argument she had with a black man over a city bike in Manhattan. The man claimed that he paid for the bike rental, but Comrie disagreed.
So a lot of people told me that Anna Kasparian was calling out Rashad Ritchie, and she didn't do so by name, but what she did is call out what his headlines were, what was posted by John Idarola and Emma Vigeland on the day.
All of the slurs are none of them. So the issue isn't even like they say the slurs, so I'm offended, right? This isn't even the issue with the Hasanabi thing. The issue is that he's insanely inconsistent and will act like anything towards a white person is not a slur, but obviously gets super upset and offended about slurs about any other racial group. And obviously it's not the same. Like using the word cracker is not the same as using like the N-word or anything like that, but it's still a racial slur. It's still something that people are going to get upset about. It's still something that people are going to get offended by. When streamers say the N-word, say a white streamer says the N-word, they know black people are going to get offended when they say it. They know that. If they turn around afterwards and are like, oh, what? No, what? That's not even offensive, bro. That's not even, what? Who cares, dude? It's not, it's not even that big of a deal. Why are you guys getting offended? Like, that's stupid, bro. You know people are going to get offended when you say it. You know it. You know that's why, that's one of the reasons that you're doing it is because you know people are going to get offended. And it may not be to offend people. It might be to be edgy or to be funny or something like that. But you know the cost is that you are going to offend people. You know that that's one of the downsides. So playing stupid afterwards, after Hassan literally called numerous people stupid crackers. I think he called somebody like a dumb white cracker or something like that. Yeah, you know what you're doing when you do that. To act dumb afterwards, like, oh, what? That's offensive? What? What? No, it's not. That's not even, what? That's why you said it, bro. That's freaking why you said it. You know what you're doing. So, yeah, if people use the N-word and then turn around afterwards and are like, oh, what? no fair. People are mad at me. What? That's not fair. Like, yeah, you're a freaking idiot. You know people are going to get mad at you. You knew that when you said it, and then you just can't stand by your own words. You're pulling an MLD where you refuse to man up, and you just back off immediately like, what? Whoa, hey, whoa, what? What's happening here? Why are people mad at me when I say things that they're offended by?
Damage report and other hosts on her network and in left-wing media for the lies that they were putting forward.
The dominant online narrative was that this racist pregnant woman tried to steal a bike from a black man and then made herself out to be a victim with her white tears. Her attorney later provided receipts claiming that she in fact paid for the bike, but it felt like no one thought it might be a good idea to just wait and see what the truth was.
My mom used the word cracker when you're doing something stupid. Makes sense to me. Okay, I don't know anything about your mom. I'm not talking about your mom here. I'm talking about using the word as a slur.
Was before attacking her.
And she's right. It is insane that people jump to smearing a pregnant hospital worker rather than waiting for any additional information based on a video where young men were swearing at her, saying rude things to her, physically assaulting her, by the way, while she was trying to get a rentable city bike 6 months pregnant at the end of her hospital shift. Now, I've gone over how the receipts provided by the boy's sister actually prove that Sarah Comrie told the truth, along with her unredacted receipts that she actually did rent the bike while he was not in possession of it. He let it go at 7:19. She rented it at 7:24. He pushed her back into the dock, which is what you can see on video, then put it under his own account at 7:25, only to dock it again at the same place without writing it at 7:31, only to then write it at 7:59, which is an obvious instance of somebody trying to hold a bike that they're not paying for and thinking they're entitled to block off anyone, and that entitlement included the divine right to assault a pregnant woman in order to secure the bike. But I give Anna Kasparian credit for calling out people who didn't even want to wait and see what was gonna come out related to the story and just asserted defamatory claims about this woman.
Her employer at Bellevue Hospital was immediately contacted. She was placed on leave pending an investigation. Now her attorney is looking to potentially sue media outlets that propagated false allegations about his client. But
you guys, weren't you guys one of them? Where was that one chick? Who's the chick who we watched from the Majority Report? She's on TYT and the Majority Report, and I could have sworn she was on TYT. They deleted the video? Oh, no, not Sam Cedar. Emma, yes, Emma Vigilant.
A video has gone viral appearing to show a white woman making an incredibly dramatic scene in New York City after she apparently, according to all that we know, tried to claim a rental bicycle that a black man had already paid for.
Yep, TYT. There it is. It is on TYT. Still on his channel, apparently.
I ride city bikes, which is clearly what they're using there, and it's not that hard to figure out. If you're doing it on the app, it'll say which bike and which it'll have a label at the docking station for which bike she's in reference, or they're both referencing. So honestly, it should have been pretty clear to her, but she's in work clothes. So yeah. My first thought was, is she drunk? Like, is she? I don't know, but she just seemed really out of it, and she's straight up racist, totally. But
straight up racist, totally. This is on TYT. This is on TYT. Okay? TYT is one of the networks that pushed this same crap that she's talking about here.
Immediately contact
defamatory claims about this. woman.
Her employer at Bellevue Hospital was immediately contacted. She was placed on leave pending an investigation. Now her attorney is looking to potentially sue media outlets that propagated false allegations about his client.
Like TYT.
But we still don't know the full story. And it's better to wait and see how this develops before people try to destroy a stranger's life and livelihood. So, do we feel better about racism in America today? It certainly feels like we're becoming more divided. We're definitely more obsessed with whipping out our phones to surveil one another because God forbid we fail to capture one of our peers in their worst moments.
Now, we do know the full story. I gave you the rundown. I've done multiple videos, but at the time that...
We do not know the full story. Him and Fanatic are on opposite ends of the spectrum where they're both saying they know exactly what happened. They don't know what happened. There are still parts that we are not sure about. If the guy actually had his hand on the bike and was actually getting ready to pull it out. If we, we don't know that. He may have been literally getting ready to pull it out and ride it, and she came and jumped on it. Like, there's a lot of possibilities here. There's a lot of things. I mean, that it's unlikely that that's what happened. There's a lot of, but still, there's a lot of possibilities here. We have absolutely no idea what actually happened there, and so we just have his word versus her word. We have no information in between. We have no camera evidence. We've got nothing. So him acting like, oh, we know everything that happened. Oh, we already know. We already know all of it. No, we don't, bro. We don't know all of it. We are still missing key parts of this story.
And Kasparian recorded this video, it might be true that she didn't know the full story. So we do know it now. I just broke it down for you, but
you get assigned the bike from the app. I don't think that's true. It literally, when we went over it on stream, it literally said that you walk up to it and tap the bike. He took the bike from her with his phone. How did he do it with his phone? That's how it worked for me. I mean, maybe, but yeah, I don't know how she got that specific bike and then how the other guy took the bike back from her. If it's just assigning you bikes.
But again, I give Anna Kasparian credit because the wait and see method.
Because he docked it. Yeah, I understand he docked it. But I'm saying it doesn't, like, if he docked it and then it just assigned him a bike, why did he get that one? Right? Like, it probably would have said, oh, sorry, like this one's in use or something like that. No, it's got a little thing on the bike where you tap your phone while you're taking the bike and then the light turns pink on it.
Makes sense. I mean, I get criticized on my channel for reporting on stories late, but one of the reasons why I wait on stories is for the information to be accurate before I cover it. And when I make a mistake, I usually announce my mistake clearly and obviously in the beginning of the video, or when I make an assumption or anything like that, so you guys can know that I'm trying to tell the truth to you.
Simply put, I absolutely loathe this crap. And I can't pretend like I'm above it because
I thought they had reserved a certain amount of bikes. If that's true, then why did it let her take the bike? Why did it let her pay for the bike and unlock it and undock it? That wouldn't make sense.
I engaged in a lot of it myself, and I have deep regrets about that.
And there you have
because the bike company effed up. Yeah, no. I haven't seen anything saying that they reserved the bikes. I know Fanatic said that they reserved it, but he didn't say that when I was on. He said that to Sick, but he didn't say that when I came on because there's no evidence that they reserved it as far as I can see.
Have it. Anna Kasparian acknowledges that she puts out these false Karen narratives, that she's done it before, and she expresses regret for her own actions.
Not only that, but there's even like stuff on there so that they avoid reservations. They have things where they like, so when he docked it, he had to have a 2-minute wait time before he could undock it because it makes you wait 2 minutes so that other people can come take the bike so that you don't just stay and hold it the entire time. So it wouldn't make sense that you're also allowed to reserve the bike when they literally have a 2-minute period so that you can't reserve the bike.
I really actually appreciate her doing this portion of it. And again, Anna, perfectly fine with you being on the left. I don't care. If you notice, I don't make a lot of videos just saying this person holds left-wing positions. What always bothered me is the fact that you guys were pushing dishonest and hypocritical narratives, and I'm very glad that you're acknowledging that you are producing these hypocritical narratives.
Wow, Anna. Look at this. You're helping the white nationalists now. This is what everybody was telling you. This is what everybody was telling you, that you saying this sort of stuff is going to give credence to the white nationalists now. Well done.
And Anna has done other corrections. She did a Rebecca Jones story correction, the woman that accused Ron DeSantis of hiding deaths and all that recently too, so I give her credit for that. And I'm actually finally really appreciating the arc of Anna Kasparian that's going on right now. I don't think she's going to be a right-winger, a red pill person, or anything like that, but a more sensible left-winger as she gets older. I would appreciate a hell of a lot more than the nonsense that we've been seeing over the past couple of years.
That guy's a white nationalist? I don't know, maybe. His channel's pretty wild, dude. His channel is actually pretty wild. Like, it is always race stuff. He only talks about stuff where a black person did something bad. It is literally every freaking thumbnail is look at another black person doing something bad. Oh, we got another blackie doing something bad. That's every single one, dude. That's all he does. Yes, he is a hardcore race baiter. This is his it's his whole shtick. Is black person did something else bad. Come look at it. And yeah, I like AJW. I mean, he's a pretty sensible guy, and he seems to have researched and thought out takes, and he's much better than a lot of other people on the right. But yeah, his stuff is a lot of race baiting, a lot of, black person did something else bad. Come watch. Come see.
For some to gently push back on the Karen narrative is nothing compared to the several years people have been consuming speeches like the one Dr.
Rhetoric about solidarity and all of that, and the reason I'm leaving that in there is so that people know that Anna Kasparian is not making a dramatic turn to the right. It's not happening. She's just pointing out that there are big hypocritical elements on the left wing that don't even align.
Did I go too far, or did we already see this?
Story correction, the woman that accused Ron DeSantis of hiding deaths and all that recently too, so I give her credit for that. And I'm actually finally really appreciating the arc of Anna Kasparian that's going on. But a more than
symptom of the powerlessness people feel as they're more atomized and alienated from those around them. It's the abscess that forms from the lack of an organized movement that values the humanity of individuals while fighting institutions that propagate inequality. It's what happens when society fails to understand the critical nature of solidarity in fighting systems of oppression. The Karen narrative flattens an entire category of people, white women, as malignant members of society whose toxicity lay dormant until they're in the presence of people of color.
So again, we have a lot of left-wing rhetoric about solidarity and all of that, and the reason I'm leaving that in there is so that people know that Anna Kasparian is not making a dramatic turn to the right. It's not happening. She's just pointing out that there are big hypocritical elements on the left wing that don't even align with her left-wing ideology.
But back to DEI trainings. Is there any evidence that they even work? Well, over the years, social scientists who have conducted careful reviews of the evidence base for diversity training have frequently come to discouraging conclusions. Though diversity training workshops have been around in one form or another since at least the 1960s, few of them are ever subjected to rigorous evaluation, and those that are mostly appear to have little or no positive long-term effects.
So Anna Kasparian points out that these diversity and equity classes that are being taught and mandated by corporations never actually have ever proven to reduce any racism at all whatsoever. In fact, a lot of the times, this hyper focus on demonizing people and making them aware of race, demonizing white people in particular, end up making more division in the workplace, end up creating more problems down the line. So you're actually creating an environment that you're more likely to have racial tension in rather than less, which should be obvious.
In fact, there are unfortunately even some studies that indicate these trainings could be causing more harm than good. I mean, certainly if you're being told by your colleagues that you're automatically a bad person and you're very likely racist because of the color of your skin, gonna cause some hostility in the workplace, no?
And just as I said it, you see Anna Kasparian making the very same case. And again, credit where credit is due to Anna Kasparian. And then she suggests something that sounds incredibly reasonable. And unfortunately, I'm gonna explain why that won't work in our modern society.
Now, in the case of DEI, Dr. Dobbin and Dr. Kalev warn that diversity training that is mandatory or that threatens dominant groups' sense of belonging or makes them feel blamed may elicit negative backlash or exacerbate biases. Yeah, I mean, no surprise there. So if employers insist on DEI,
yeah, this is a dumb narrative on the left where they say things like, oh, wow, so the leftists being bad is what pushed you to be a right-winger? Yeah, right, that's stupid. That's literally how human brains work. Like, yeah, people feeling victimized, people feeling like they're being turned into the bad guy, people feel like they're, you know, like they're not wanted. Yes, they will feel pushed out and they will go to the other side where they feel accepted, where they feel like they belong. Yes, that is insanely human and normal. There is nothing more normal than that. So this is a common thing where, yeah, people feel like they're being made to look like the bad guy, like people dislike white people, or like they're being discriminated against, or like people don't like them for things that they never did. Obviously, they're gonna feel pushed out and go to a side that does not do that.
DEI trainings, they shouldn't shun discussions that are actually inclusive. But personally, I'd rather encourage employees to go out and grab a drink together after work. They should bond and get to know each other without a third-party mediator making money off of their interactions.
While I appreciate Anna Kasparian's spirit right there and her saying that you should go out and have a drink with your fellow coworkers, unfortunately, companies, due to HR implications, actually would discourage this kind of natural social interactions with coworkers. So it is a good solution. It definitely would work. But our modern society is actually against this kind of natural interaction. Now, Anna closes with some thoughts about how these curriculums should actually be inclusive. Hey guys, Editing Sean here. Now that I have your attention, I just want to say that I know a lot of you are going to be harsh on Anna Kasparian in the comments. You're going to bring up this or that thing that she said or did wrong in the past. But believe me, I know. Believe me, I am aware of this. I have essentially built a huge portion of my audience and my channel based on the fact that I do responses to the Young Turks. And in reality, TYT's bad coverage of criminal justice related issues, very notably them specifically, is one of the reasons why this channel exists in the first place. So because I kind of exist on the platform that you are viewing and or listening to me on—
Yeah, true. True, Abaddon. I just wanted to remind you guys that she's actually not black, so don't go too wild.
Based on the things that they did poorly before, I kind of think you should grant them a little bit of grace, because had Anna been doing the right things before, I might not be here talking to you and we might not have this whole interaction or anything like that. So we kind of owe a little bit to their bad coverage in the past. So maybe you could factor that in just a little bit and grant her some of the grace that you're angry at her for never granting your side before.
Yeah, Anna, stop acting like a normal person. Stop having good ideas. You're taking away all our content. You're cock blocking the content. I've gotten a lot of good stuff off of them too. They have been very helpful in getting funny shorts. They say really stupid stuff.
So what is it? Oh, should we call you groomer, pedophile? And then say, oh, I know somebody should do something to stop Tim Pool. He's wearing a beanie. He's a monster. He probably molests little kids because of his stupid beanie. Okay, we don't do that because unlike you, we're not trying to get people killed. Unlike you, we're not monsters.
Oh, no. Nope, not getting copyrighted on this one. Nope.
If you want somebody to change, you actually have to have a reward system that's out there for change.
True! Wow! It's almost like I just talked about this!
So I'm always willing to welcome any person from any side that comes in any direction towards good faith, towards my position, whether or not they fully come to my position or not is irrelevant to me, but just shifting to a more good faith mindset or attempting to be in a more good faith mindset is notable, it is respectable, and again, if not for the bad Anna coverage, this channel wouldn't be here. So take it from a guy who rants into a camera professionally, in part because he was so annoyed by the things being said by Anna Kasparian in particular, it's alright, relax, give her a little bit of break, give her room to grow, grant her some grace, show her that you are a respectable person. If you are, if you're a scumbag, you don't have to. It's totally fine. And remember, I will suffer the most from the Young Turks having good takes, because that's one person fewer for me to respond to. But I want to know what you guys think about Anna Kasparian's apparent redemption arc. Let me know down in the comments below. If you like the video, show them by leaving a like, subscribe for more content, follow me on all my social medias, support me via the support links in the description of this video. This has been me talking about Anna Kasparian, making a lot of sense and apologizing. Till next time.
I've been right there with you, bro. I've been right there with you, bro. Ready to risk it all. At any given time, anybody had a problem with you, I'm ready to end it all. Who you calling a bitch, though? I'm calling you a bitch.
You don't know what? You don't know her. You don't know what none of these is about, nigga.
Hip-hop culture, not black culture. That is such cope, Abaddon, dude. That is such cope, dude. You are too far left. You know that? You have the lefty brain rot. What do you think informs black culture more than any other industry? What do you think actually pushes black culture more than any other industry? It's the hip-hop industry, dude. It is the hip-hop industry. That it informs white culture to a large extent. Even it to say, oh, that's just hip hop culture. Oh yeah, no overlap between that and black culture. No, not whatsoever.
I have never said that to anybody in my entire life. his debate tactics is just to talk as fast as possible.
This chick, dude. This freaking chick. What's her name?
I need a break.
No, this isn't happening. There's no reason for me to go on. What? What am I fighting for?
Is her name really Kasparian? Is that a joke? Is her last name really? Oh, I was about to say. Wait, for real? Her name's Kasparian? Mary, plain, and tall. Is that really it? I don't think that's it. Nev the Robot was on Destiny and Caranto's stream earlier today. Yeah, I saw. I was invited on as well, but I was busy. I don't think I would have gone on anyways. Those streams are horrible, dude. Like those panels are the worst, bro. They are just the worst freaking crap ever. You should be on the next one? Why? What am I going to do? I'm going to sit there and scream at them all, calling them crackheads and crap? Like, what am I going to do? Yeah, I know she's on Tim Pool, but... like, the title of my stream right now says Mary from Timcast calls out Destiny. I just don't know. I don't know who she is. Like, I'm trying to... Is it just Mary Morgan? Okay.
Hey.
I didn't see the clip.
No, this.
I need a break.
Oh, it's anime. Okay, never mind. I don't care.
No, this isn't happening. There's no reason for me to go on. What? What am I fighting for?
Hey, what's up, guys? Here I am in Target, my local Target, right? Check this out. So we're in the boys section, guys. Boys clothes section. I want to show you over here. This is the clothing we have for boys. Dinosaurs are cool, right? There's a big rainbow behind the dinosaur. We're not going to stop there. We got a cloud, hula hooping with a rainbow. What's this? Trucks are cool, right? Picking up a rainbow. Why are we picking up a rainbow, guys? Why is this boys clothing today? I'm not done. Like Baby Shark? Bye-bye. There's masculinity. That's what they're doing. They're destroying masculinity. Guys, it's time to stand up against this wokeness. We need to stand up as parents and leaders.
Bro, you are really stretching. You are really stretching there, dude. That is a massive stretch to start calling this stuff feminine.
And fathers, like and follow.
Did anybody watch these way back in the day? This movie was horrifying.
The fun and excitement, even Caroline is no longer
Look at this rainbow.
Safe.
Elijah and Mary from Tim Pool coping about you.
Like saying, hey.
Bro.
And this is what they do. This is what the bad faith is. And I find this to be always interesting.
This is what they do. Guys, this is what they do.
You know, I debated Destiny at a college, at a university, and he told me after that this is ironic, that he didn't want to debate again. We debated on Ukraine and some of these issues. I think we actually debated twice, two different universities. because he said like I wasn't sensational enough, and
How it created the universe. That's why it started with an explosion.
What? What?
Debated on Ukraine and some of these issues. I think we actually debated twice, 2 different universities, because he said like I wasn't sensational enough, and I wasn't like playing to the sensation. Like I was just like he said like too nice of a guy and like willing. I was just wanted to discuss the points. Like that's with him. I just wanted to have a reasonable argument, have a good discussion, and genuinely.
I have never said that to anybody in my entire life. What? Why would he just lie? Even if that, let's assume that I am like that. Let's assume that I actually don't want boring discussion. I'm just farming clips or whatever. Why would I say that? Even if what he was saying was my feelings, why would I even tell him that?
Debate the topic, but because I wasn't like, you know, some of these more sensational people that he had been with, like Milo or Gavin or different people, that's not what.
Those are all people that I refuse to debate now. I told Milo I'm not debating him again. Modern Day Debate emailed me 2 days ago, asked me to debate Gavin McInnes, and I said, no, I'm not interested in that. These are exactly the types of conversations I'm not interested in. He's literally lying. You probably told him he was too passive? No, I don't think if in the goodest of good faiths, I might have said something like, oh, I thought that would be more explosive. I might have said that maybe, but I don't even remember saying that. I probably didn't. I probably just shook his hand and I said, oh, good conversation. And then we all went out to dinner afterwards.
What he was trying to do, which I understand. He's an entertainer and he's, you know, whatever. He's just trying to do that. But for a guy who's out there who is trying to entertain and is trying to push these things, if you're just being quiet and you're just listening and you're just letting people discuss in a large room, to try to claim and make drama out of that and say, oh, that's because you agree. That's because you agree with them and you want people to be abused and you think women are weak. It's like, it's no words.
Yeah, I thought it was weird that Destiny did that to Brian. I thought it was fine when they did that on the podcast, obviously. But afterwards, when Destiny talked to Brian and Brian's like, dude, I don't agree with any of this stuff. I never said that I agreed with any of this. You guys just all threw me in with MLD for no reason. And Destiny's like, oh no, you didn't say anything, so obviously we're going to assume that you believe all of that. And honestly, I think you believe all of that. I think you agree pretty heavily with all of that stuff. I was like, what? Why? Even Chase didn't agree with that. Like, even Chase was not agreeing with MLD. Why would he say that? And Brian's not nearly as extreme as Chase.
So then I'm going to put words in your mouth. That's what I feel like's going on here.
Destiny, I was literally there at Penn State plus dinner. This has nothing to do with anything I heard, at least by my recollection. It was a bit of a business convo between you and then him talking to a lot of other people at the table. He did a lot more than that. I hate this guy so much.
Yeah, it's...
Whoa! Whoa! Destiny! You can't just leave us hanging like that. Having blue hair doesn't give you the right to give us blue balls, homie. You can't just, like, tease us like that. What did he do? What happened?
Really bizarre to assume that because I didn't speak up in that exact moment that I denigrate victims of abuse and think that all of the women who claim they're being abused are lying. I think he's very clearly using a dishonest tactic here, but I expect...
I hate these fucking losers that claim this shit. Dishonest tactic, dishonest... Call it out. Show me. What do you mean? What dishonest tactic? Like, bro, you were on that show. You had so much to say anytime something that you disagree with came up. And on this issue, you're suspiciously shutting the fuck up the entire fucking time? You don't have a single thing to say? Fuck you. Of course people are going to assume that you agree when you're so keen to come out and argue about other things. Not to mention the fact that I was literally explicitly making space explicitly for her to talk. I think there were multiple times on that podcast. I was like, hold on, I think Mary wants to say something. Hold on, I think Nav wanted to say something. We should let this person speak. Like, you had nothing to say during this whole part of the conversation because you probably agreed with it. You do, you know you did. You're just mad that a clip went viral about it.
Nothing less from Destiny because he's known for doing that. And
no, I'm not. I'm literally not. You guys are known for being the bad faith corner of the entire internet. That is your reputation. How are you going to say that's mine?
His debate tactics is just to talk as fast as possible.
Yeah, this is super cringe. I can't stand it when I hear people say this crap. Like, oh, they're just bad faith. Oh, they just try to talk really fast and then they use all these debate tactics. It's just cope. You're just coping. You're just mad. Stay mad.
I'm sorry if you don't know how to speak English.
Like, I've talked about stuff that Destiny does before, okay? I'm not, like, unwilling to admit that obviously there are some things that he does. There are some debate tactics that he used. In conversations with him, I've pointed out, like, things that he does in our conversations where he will misconstrue stuff that I'm saying. And then after I correct him numerous times, he will still misconstrue it. Just because like it's a good hyperbolic label to throw on me to make me sound a lot crazier than I actually am. Or like in my conversation with him about Mr. Girl, I think it was, I kept asking him like ethical questions and he would say like, so what? Who cares? It's not illegal. Like, we're not talking about legality, obviously. We're talking about like streamer ethics and stuff like that. We're talking about like right and wrong ways of interacting. We're talking about like psychological abuse and crap like that, which not that I think that he's abusive in any way. It's just that, just there were parts where that wasn't the question. But I don't think he's being dishonest. I don't think he's bad faith. I don't know. I mean, maybe he like is just too quick to label people. I don't know. Like I have no idea. But he has very honest and cordial conversations with people on a regular basis, especially when people are willing to have an honest and cordial conversation with him. He's more than happy to have an honest and cordial conversation with that person. But yeah, he does this stuff. And I've pointed this out with a bunch of other people in this space as well. I don't know if they're all doing it on purpose or if they're all doing it on accident. I have no idea.
Like, I can't help you if you're functionally retarded. If you can't understand what I'm saying, then say, please speak slower. Or maybe I can get you an annotated version at the end of the show if you want to go over my notes. Like, what the? He speaks fast.
Make so many points.
There are like 3 people on that panel that were like English second language. Like, my bad if you can't keep up. Holy shit.
You can't possibly refute them all at once. And yeah, he puts words in your mouth. So he's doubling down. I've like gone back and forth with him on Twitter over this already like a few times.
Well, yeah, and I think it's really interesting too because, like, when lifestyles are so diametrically opposed, I mean, because right, he's in an open marriage and whatever, and
what does that have to do with abusing your fucking partners?
He's got, they have this type of relationship. Yeah. I guess like call it like polyamory type thing, and it's understandable that people have different lifestyles and paths, but I think it's funny to go after somebody who's because of what they didn't say and saying that that's complicit or that they agree when in
I think it's weird too. I do. I think it's weird. I think to say that like just because somebody didn't say something that now they implicitly agree. I think that it's fair to say, hey, we will pragmatically assume that. He's totally right there. I think he's dead on when he's telling Brian, bro, if you sit there on the same side as them and you don't actually push back and you don't say, well, I don't agree with that, or you don't give your own take, it's going to be assumed that you agree with them. I totally agree with that. Obviously, that's true. Most people will do that. That's just what people do. And I've talked about this numerous times as well, is that when I'm on panels and it is a one side versus the other, I have to consistently push back against my own side to make sure that people don't group me in with them. I have to do this consistently. So I like pragmatically, we know that people are just going to group you in with that side. That's just what people are going to do. But then to say, well, that's what we should do, I don't agree with that. That, like, I don't agree that that's what we should do, or that that is actually like a good way of assessing somebody's beliefs. If somebody comes out and they're like, oh, well, that's not what I actually believe, and they didn't say that that's what they believe, we just assumed that that's what they believe, then fine. Like, I have no issue with that. Like, you know, maybe they're lying, but we'll have to actually get real evidence or information to come to that conclusion. We can't just say just because you didn't say anything that we now know you believe this thing. Tom, you only have open relationships? No, I've never been in an open relationship. It's not illegal to assume, Tom. Oh, damn. You got me. You got me. Damn it. Damn it, you got me. Yeah, and I had a conversation. So one of the like most recent debates that I had with Destiny was over communication between men and women and different styles of communication based on genders. And he kept saying stuff like, you know, you red pill people will say X, Y, and Z. And I kept having to stop him. I'm like, bro, I'm not red pill. Like, I'm not one of those guys. He's like, ah, yeah, but like, you know, the fresh and fit guys are all saying this kind of stuff. And I'm like, I don't agree with fresh and fit. These people are idiots. Like, I'm not one of those people, dude. Stop throwing me in with them. Stop acting like I'm one of these people. But he did it numerous times over and over. And so, yeah, like I don't know if he's doing it on purpose, or if he actually thinks that that's who I am, or if he actually thinks that's what I'm doing, or if he thinks that I agree with them, or what. I don't know. I have no idea. But when I said before this video like got into this, or before we got this far in, I had said earlier, maybe he's actually just like very quick to judge and quick to label people, and that's just like a bias that he holds. Is just you know, he has an issue with quickly assuming things about people. And I'm open to that being a possibility. Or it could be that he's actually like trying to push it out of me. Like, he thinks that this might be the case, and so he's going to keep pushing the issue to see if I eventually crack, or if I eventually give some information that would let him, you know, that would lead him to believe that I actually do agree with fresh and fit or some crap like that. So yeah, I don't know. Just tuning in and watching some live Tom instead of watching VOD Foolery. So Destiny is going to be forced to verbally unalive the goth gal of Timcast. R.I.P. Corpse Hair Mary. Corpse hair? Why hair? Why is it corpse hair? Like, I can't tell if she just has like black around her eyes all the time, or if she does her makeup like this. Her complexion is way too pale to allow her eyes to be this black around the edges. Like, is she supposed to look goth, or is it just her eyes? Because I actually know a lot of girls who have these like black circles around their eyes, but they put makeup on. They put makeup on.
Reality, you're making a good point. It's just like with no-fault divorce.
Oh, she's a white albino. Damn.
Or with abortion, right? Abortion was supposed to be safe and rare. It was literally supposed to be that in cases of a mother that's endangered. And that's the argument people still make today. Whenever you say, hey, abortion should be illegal, they go, what about when a mother's life's at risk? What about in rape? What about in incest? And it's like, okay, but that's like less than 3% of...
Yeah, I don't know what she was thinking. Did she not know that she would look less attractive to us if she didn't put makeup on? Like, what are you thinking leaving the house, not trying to be more attractive to me? This is insane. Do better, Mary.
Of abortions. Okay, so in some of these cases, most abortions are just elective, and it's just people wanting to get an abortion. And that's what the slippery slope does. So when you're saying, yeah, mental abuse without defining what that is, remember, misgendering someone's mental abuse. So if you're married and your wife says, call me a him, and you're like, I'm not calling you a him, is that mental?
Is she gonna disagree with him here? Because now he's restating a similar argument that everyone else on the panel made. Oh, mental abuse is made up, it's not even fucking real. Is she gonna push back and go, hold on, Elijah. Now that's not fair to say. There probably are a lot of cases where there's mental or emotional or psychological abuse going on where women should be allowed to leave the relationship. Because now, here you go, Mary. You've got all the time in the world to make your stance perfectly crystal clear. I hope you're gonna fight back against what he's saying, and you're not just gonna go, yeah, and...
Yeah. Yeah. Something's wrong with my freaking Firefox. If I go to Instagram at all on Chrome, it doesn't pop up at all. So yeah, I don't know what's going on with Chrome, but it literally doesn't show me anything here. And then you have to log in? No, you don't have to log in. We go to Chrome, or I mean, we go to Instagram regularly on stream without ever logging in. There are a lot of things that we can't do, like we can't scroll very far, we can't look at other pictures, we can't watch videos. Like there's a lot of stuff that we can't do without logging in, but we can actually see the Instagram exists. Like we can do that much. This is obnoxious, bro. I'm gonna have to actually clear all my cookies, and I hate clearing cookies because it screws up all of my stuff. I don't keep track of my passwords. That's bullcrap.
Mental abuse, like where does the characteristic of what abuse is get defined? Do you have a definition? Like where would abuse be to where that's finally a standard to divorce?
Yeah.
Yeah, and for
I need a break. Hold on, let me say this, okay? Let me say this. I rediscovered my love. It's been so long, okay? I rediscovered my love for handheld gaming. For some reason, I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna take my Switch, because international flight, maybe I'll play that shit-ass fucking triangle strategy game. How cute and fun to play like a thing, to play like a handheld. Also, I turned the subs on and I turned the language from English to Japanese. I'm so sad because these people apparently make the rounds in the community, so I hope they don't hear me, and it's not your fault. It's never the voice actor's fault, okay? It's never the voice actor's fault, but oh my god, the English VA in Triangle Strategy is so fucking bad. It is so bad. It is so bad. It is horrible. It is actually, at high school level, horrible VA. But the Japanese made it way more tolerable. And the game's actually pretty good. I actually like it. I think it's a nice game. I'll probably finish it at some point. Maybe on my next travel. I think I'm like 1/3 of the way through it, maybe. I'm not sure, but. You play the new Zelda on Switch? No, not yet. Stream it? I don't. It's not a good streaming game.
Look, I know I'm building up like a lot of like I've said this recently. I'm building up a lot of people in my community who aren't really from the space that I exist in. They don't know the space that I exist in. I like Destiny. I know a lot of you don't like Destiny. I'm just gonna let you guys know. I like Destiny. I like the guy. I think that he's cool. I like the content he does. I like the way he argues. I think he's good at coming to positions. I think he's good faith. I know that I just so happen to be building up a lot of Destiny haters in my community. But I like Destiny, okay? I'm just gonna go ahead and throw that out there. It's fine that we disagree. It's not a big deal, but I don't want there to be any surprises when all of a sudden this pops up that I actually agree with him on a lot. So yes, DGG for life.
It's 100% the direction. Who's the guy in charge of these VAs? I really think it is. I got a really big appreciation for video game voice acting way back.
Everyone in your Discord hates Destiny, LMAO. Yeah, there's just a lot of people in my community who don't like Destiny, but a lot of them are coming from like ex-Red Pill communities and like whatever podcast people and like old MLD fans and like, you know, stuff like that. And it's just a lot of manosphere people who are piling in these days. And I like that. I'm happy because this is what I've been trying to do, is get a lot more people in here who are willing to talk about dating and gender dynamics and crap like that. So I'm happy that we're getting these people in here, and anybody who doesn't like Destiny is more than welcome. I have no issues with building a community of people who don't like Destiny, especially when I've been considered a Destiny simp and somebody who's just like feeding off of him and all of that crap. Like it's cool that actually a large portion of my community are people who don't know or don't like Destiny, so that I have a good I've got a good argument now for like, actually my community's not a bunch of people who are all a bunch of Destiny fans. I'm not really farming Destiny as much as you guys think.
Back when I listened to the training or the direction for the, you remember that Dust and Legion Tale game I played forever ago? When I spelled tail wrong.
I don't like his content this year, but was good last year. Last year was amazing content. Yes. Last year was just nonstop great content, where is, you know, Mr. Girl, Lav, Nick Fuentes, Cherry, like it was just nonstop, one thing after another after another. It was,
I love you, Tom.
it was good content. Scruffy Wheels, I love you too. Thank you for the sub. So you're only glad that your community is diverse as a defense against being called a Destiny simp? Yes. Yeah, that's what I said. Yep. As the only reason I try to have a diverse community. I love Tomfoolery, Destiny, Zonia, Ben Shapiro, and Tim Pool. That's a great list. Get rid of Zonia. That's a freaking loser, dude. Get rid of that Zonia character. The rest of them, good list.
Listening to the behind the scenes for the director doing the direction of the voice acting, I feel like VA is like 30% the voice actors and like 70% the guy directing the VA. It's probably not. It's probably like 50-50. Actually, probably more the VA. But like, oh my God, the director like calling.
Wow, now you're too big for Zonia? Yeah. Yep. Yeah, what does she have? Only like, what? 2,200 subscribers, something like that? Yeah, 22. I can't be talking to tiny YouTubers like that anymore.
A certain line, suggesting a different way, rewriting, redoing, like it was a very, very, very important part. And the VA, especially for an indie game, the VA for this game is really good. It sounds really good. The English voice acting sounds really good for this game. But oh my God, the triangle strategy voice acting is, oh, the Hades VA voice acting is really good too. Hades. Oh my God, it's just so bad.
What is happening here? Are we gonna go back to the... Okay.
You don't have a problem with me. I have a problem with you.
Oh.
I have a problem with you.
About that. Why do you think I might be blue pilled?
Well, from what I remember, I'm trying to remember. I would say blue. Like, I'm trying to think. Like, which video was?
I also find it funny
What's up?
that he came with the smoke.
MLD, you thought it was just violence against women? Oh no, it gets worse.
Here's the thing, bro.
MLD.
Smoke.
MLD.
What? Yes. Yes. I will never get sick of the picture of MLD in a diaper, bro. I will never get enough of this, bro. Oh, it's so good, dude. It's so good.
You thought it was just violence against women? Oh no, it gets worse.
Here's the thing, bro. I have a problem with fucking you.
Oh,
fucking me, nigga. Why are these callouts so goddamn gay?
They are kind of gay, dude.
He's got a problem with fucking me. Like, nigga, we never. What is this? This is so bizarre.
That's good, dude. Get him, Abba.
You're going too far with this one.
Nah, bro, you heard it out of his own mouth.
I know.
Red Pill do stay saying the gay shit. You never noticed that?
Yeah, you just didn't put the comma at the right place. The comma.
Hey, bro, so you need to cut that shit up.
He didn't put the comma at the right place.
Fresh and fit, blue AbaNPreach.
Whoa! What is happening?
Wait a minute.
Hey, masculinity look different.
I haven't met these people in real life. Calm down. That cannot happen. It's just like hip hop. It's just hip hop. Hip hop stay being the most homophobic thing, one of the most homophobic things, right? But the talk of hip hop is really weird. Yo, man, I fuck with you heavy.
I'm about to get these niggas wet.
Yeah, rah. What?
Yeah. And you didn't believe in get these niggas wet.
I'm about to blow these niggas away.
Yo.
Fresh and fit, blue Andrew Tate. Fresh and fit, blue Jay Waller. Fresh and fit. Men after men after men after men. I'm telling you, the people that come inside of Fresh and Fit.
You can't make this shit up. This is so goddamn sus. Like, what the fuck am I listening to?
Here's the thing, bro. I have a problem with fucking you. Don't pawn.
Wait, was that Zerka?
Here's the thing.
That dude looks lost, bro. He looks so lost. He's so confused.
Bro, I have a problem with fucking you. Don't pawn it off to fucking Preach like you've been doing. You're a fucking bitch. I have an issue with you. I'd love to talk to you. And hey, if it comes fisticuffs, that's fine.
I just don't understand. Why now? Why now? Like, all of a sudden, we went back and, like, we wanted answers from you. You never replied.
And I beat both y'all niggas up too. If we really want to talk about that, you guys want to fucking box? I'll box both you motherfuckers too. Fuck out.
Wait, where did Zerka go? Where Zerka just disappeared. He just wandered off. He really was lost, dude.
Out of here, man.
But all of a sudden, it's like, pawn it off. Pawn it off. Bro, if anybody made this problem happen, that was you when you was talking crazy about somebody else's significant other.
Yeah.
That's you.
Hey, and Preach, I guarantee your wife is probably ugly. I said it.
Yo,
you gave her a ring pop and you licked her at your fucking wedding.
We should fly her up, bro.
Fucking weirdo.
Hey, yo. We should fly her up.
Guarantee her. Flued out. You may kiss the bride. This dumbass nigga. I love you. I love you. Yeah. You making them dumbass faces.
No, I'm gonna take one bitch and the other bitch. You guys are two bitches, twin sisters. That's your new name. Not fresh and fit, twin sisters. Let's go.
A year later, now you want to bring a fight again? Why didn't you guys take up the fight that you guys suggested when you was talking shit about his girl?
Issue with you. I'd love to talk to you. And hey, if it comes fisticuffs, that's fine. But you need to be held accountable for all the shit you've been talking, bro. You've been hiding behind a fucking camera, talking shit, being a fucking snake for.
I love how he says this behind a camera. It's like, your job is podcasting, bro. You're not some street baller. You're an ex-federal agent who runs a podcast talking to whores every day. You live behind a camera. But let's carry on.
For years, I'm calling your dumb ass out. Don't pawn it off, fucking Preach. You're a fucking bitch and you know it. You would never say the shit that you've been saying in my fucking face. You would not.
He has.
I did say it to your face. You get so emotional. It's funny to watch. When I came on the pod the first time and the last time, I was like, yo, I heard you was talking shit. What was this stuff you said? And this dude started stuttering, pretending he didn't remember what he said. Thankfully, his retard friend, Walter, was too dumb to realize, like, oh, this isn't out. So he
Oh no, yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember what he said. I remember.
He said this.
Specifically, you felt like we were kind of blue pilled, right?
I don't remember. What show was this one?
I remember it very, very well because that episode I was very careful of what I said because in case you watched it. That episode I was very careful of what I said.
That was so very careful say. Sounds super careful, bro. Sounds like you're being very, very careful, yeah.
So I just want to ask you about that. Why do you think I might be blue pilled?
Well, from what I remember, I'm trying to remember. I would say blue, like, I'm trying to think, like, which video was?
It was the one.
I'm trying to remember.
I also find it funny
What's up?
that he came with the smoke.
I don't even hate Fresh. Fresh is, there's nothing hateable about it. He's just goofy. When I came on there and I confronted him, he was super passive. Well, I don't remember. And what did I say? It's like, bro, that's not you.
I just want to know why you would have a great conversation. It's all great. And then you decide, let me go ahead and talk shit about this guy that opened his home to me. The reason why I flipped out the way that I did is because I take loyalty extremely seriously.
Loyalty to what?
Stop. Open your home to me. Nigga, I came for a podcast. Why you acting like we was baking cookies and hanging out? Is it my fault that your retard ass conducts business from your living room? Did you guys tell me you're coming into my home? Pause. Did you guys tell me that before I showed up? You said, bro, you want to show on a pod? I said, sure. I didn't know it was going to be your fucking place.
Seriously, I think you guys have known me now for well over 2 years. The reason why I flipped out is because I hate snakes. I fucking hate them, and there's nothing you can say or do that will justify why the fuck you behaved the way that you did. So I'm calling you out. Don't pawn this off on your fucking retard partner or anybody else. I have an issue with AbaAtlas, whatever the fuck your last name is. You are a snake, and you fucking know it.
Look at the veins popping out of this man.
I was just about to say, dude, the vein popping out the top of his forehead is... That is strong, bro. That is a strong, healthy vein right there.
It's heavy. Yo, mind you guys, the man.
You could shoot up in that vein, dude. You could tap that vein.
Man who he's calling like a betrayer. You know how many times we've met and spoken? Once. I have never spoken to this man or seen him again since that one time. And this man's talking about betrayal.
Well, you try to speak to him.
Like, I got ex-girlfriends who I disappeared on, okay? Who don't sound this intense when we see each other again. I met this dude once. This has got to be one of the gayest things I've ever seen. This is Brokeback Mountain for the red pill. What is happening? Why are you talking about betrayal like this?
Like you cheated on him.
Maybe it's because we're both East African. He thought we were gonna be like butt pals or some shit, bro. I don't know you. I don't like you like that. It never fails. These are the alpha male leaders, the red pill guys who are supposed to guide young men. And then you look at them and look how bitch made and how angry and emotional they sound. Oh, no, it's not emotion, it's passion. Yeah, we're not being neurotic. These veins bulging out, this anger that I feel for somebody that I've met one time and I feel betrayed by.
Is the passion pumping into my veins?
Bro, you sound fucking crazy. This is so much energy for somebody you met one time. And it's not like we met for dinner.
I still don't even know what they're mad about. Like, I don't even know what Myron is going off about. I'm still unaware of what he's pissed off about here. I don't know.
It's not like we had lunch. It's not like we hung out before or after.
You didn't have a little.
I showed up for the podcast appearance and then I left. Jeez. Bro, if I knew every podcaster was going to act this entitled and this attached after one simple appearance, I would never go on a podcast again. I got to be careful now which pod I show up because apparently when you leave and you're not a fan of the pod, imagine you guys going for a job interview.
You went for the other company? You disloyal.
And you know what's killing me about these guys? Their definition of loyalty is a funny one to me.
Oh, yeah.
Their definition of loyalty is just blind allegiance. Doesn't matter what I say or what I do. If you're my quote-unquote friend who I met once and I've never spoken to since, you should never say anything about me that I do bad. That's not my definition of loyalty or friendship. The friends in my life are people who I think are morally correct, who I think are good people. That's what I do. If I come to find out that you're engaging in criminal activity, scamming other people, there's no way I would associate with you. I don't care. I'm not loyal to a fault. I'm not loyal to the point where the person I'm considering my friend and protecting is harming other folks. That's not my definition of loyalty.
But they invited you into their house, bro. They invited you into their home.
I have a responsibility, not just to my friends, but also to my community and my people, and also to my own values. And when I hear you guys say things that don't align with mine, I'm going to say it. That's my idea of friendship, not yours. That's okay. Your circle involves people who grape.
We forcibly used to white girls. We used to put crack in their cigarettes.
Woo! Whoa!
I told you.
Shit.
I told you.
We used to run trains on white girls.
Choo-choo.
Robin Hood.
Pause. People who scam, people who proudly want violence against women like MLD. And I suspect us covering these other people is what got him so riled up. Because not all his friends are outed for the pieces of shit, garbage people that they are. And so now he mad. MLD, you thought it was just fine.
Keep going. You can't divorce, and that's not a real thing.
Even though it might be like physically abusive.
You gotta endure. People are too.
You want to stick in the
People
relationship.
are just. I mean, look,
people
I'm gonna be
nowadays
honest. Are just.
I punched a Latina bitch in the face at Rockon.
Also, how would you kill this for being so disgusting? Personally, I think a good old-fashioned bludgeoning is the way to go. Big old monkey wrench to the head. And then he posts her picture in the group chat.
Time to beat Aya. I'm gonna beat Aya for not being pretty enough. Have to beat Aya for letting this happen.
The way he's standing here, dude, it just looks so weird. It looks so cringe. Like he's like turned sideways, like the gun is too heavy for him. He's like leaned over. So awkward looking.
Normal, mentally stable, healthy woman.
I will glass a bitch with a champagne bottle for the honor of the group. Oh no, it gets worse. Since I want to be petty today, why don't we just bring up one of your friends too and just show him of a garbage dipshit your sense of loyalty goes to. Let's see. What's this?
What's that? This bitch needs to be. Whoa.
Okay.
Whoa.
Are we not done? What's this?
I look forward to the day, woman.
Wait, what is this? Oh. I didn't see this at the bottom. I don't know what this is.
Whoa.
Are we not done? What's this?
I look forward to the day women are
Graped
in the streets, and guys like us just walk past sipping a latte.
So his definition of loyalty is keeping people like this.
Yikes, dude. Yikes. He's going full hard R. And we played a video of him the other day screaming and yelling at a black dude, calling him a monkey over and over. It was insanely uncomfortable. And Myron is sitting there with nothing to say. Myron had nothing to say the entire time.
Bro.
Yeah. As he sits there with his money, pulling out his money, he is such a douche, dude. He is like, they have to flash all of this other stuff to make up for the lack of character and the lack of charisma and the lack of personality. They have to do all of this other stuff. It's like a magician with their misdirection. Don't look at me. Look at all of this other stuff. Look at the shiny things.
Yeah, I'm not reading the life.
Right.
Yeah, you see, you just move. All you do is keep counting, Willie. I know counting is hard for you. I know reading is hard for you. You can find. I know you don't know what French champagne is. I know you don't know how business works. Really, I know you're still Willie. You say that I'm charging something $3,000. You're so fucking stupid. I don't charge anything for $3,000. I don't charge anything for $3,000. Where have you seen that? You uneducated monkey. You are so stupid.
Uneducated monkey.
You are a filthy, stinking ape. You're so dumb.
I'm a filthy, stinking ape.
Yes, you are a filthy, stinking ape, bro. Can you not count? Can you not?
You still haven't shown women. You know what I'm
Bro,
saying?
you got no pictures on your Instagram.
You got nothing.
What are you talking about? You got no pictures on Instagram talking shit. You want to show your face?
I do have pictures on my Instagram, bro.
I'm looking.
You literally yelling at a black dude that he's a filthy, stinking ape and a monkey.
In a circle and defending them to his dying breath. People who want women to get raped in the streets.
All right.
Okay? I don't want your loyalty. I don't want your friendship. Focus more on keeping a circle of people around you who aren't involvement in criminal activity. Then maybe we can have a conversation. Sure, little sus ass.
Little sus ass?
Hey, man.
That's funny.
I think sometimes people's idea of loyalty is just, like, they'll protect people who are abusive. They'll protect people who are harming children. They'll protect anyone, apparently.
Yeah,
because their idea of loyalty is like, I'm going to have your back no matter what. Some people find that admirable. Me.
Did you read that, Tom? No, I didn't. Wait. Read what? So I effed up Jonathan Hogwood. Sweet, then rough, okay. I just entered the room and didn't say anything, started kissing her and taking off the clothes, but she resisted. Pim Scout said, "You are not following my words." Pim Scout said, "Then rough." Pim Scout said, "I said sweet." Jonathan Hogwood said, "'Cause I took her shorts off." Jonathan Hogwood said, "She said this was rape when I was upstairs. LOL." What the hell? Wait, I'm so confused. He said when I was upstairs. What does that mean? Did he actually take off her shorts, or was he upstairs? Because I'm not sure. It's like this could be out of context. This is weird that he's saying, she said this was rape when I was upstairs, LOL. And so it looks like he could just be describing what she said. And then he's like, yeah, this is what she was saying, but I was upstairs. Reverse order, is it? Let's see, 1221, 1221, 1221, 1221, 1222. Oh, it is reverse order. Okay. She said this was rape when I was upstairs, LOL, because I took her shorts off. Oh, I just entered the room and didn't say anything. Started kissing her and taking off the clothes, but she resisted. Sweet, then rough. Okay, so I effed up. Damn. Hit him up to do a pod and talk about the drama going on with him. Maybe he can clear it up. Hit up MLD. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. Let's just oh. Ah, shucks. I forgot. Damn. Well, there goes that.
I don't want your loyalty. I don't want your friendship. Focus more on keeping a circle of people around you who aren't involvement in criminal activity. Then maybe we can have a conversation. It's your little sus ass.
Little sus ass?
Hey, man.
That's funny.
I think sometimes people's idea of loyalty is just, like, they'll protect people who are abusive. They'll protect people who are harming children. They'll protect anyone, apparently. Yeah, because their idea of loyalty is like, I'm going to have your back no matter what. Some people find that admirable. Me personally, I think it's irresponsible, especially when you got a platform. It's like you co-signing somebody who's a scammer is harming your own fans. You co-signing somebody who does this kind of behavior, like, it's all fun and games till somebody in your own circle, and then all of a sudden now you got an issue. But you didn't mind when that person was harming other women or women in other people's family, right? Your friendship is more important than random women being hurt. And then they're going to try to tell you, turn around and say, oh no, the red pill doesn't hate women. We actually protect and provide for them. And yet you also protect abusers and men who want to rape women. Makes perfect sense. Like I said, every time you peer behind the curtain for these red pill dudes, you realize that closet stink. And it ain't just other men's cum stains. They got a lot of other weird stuff in there.
Talking shit, calling me a rapist without any real evidence, talking all the shit that you've been talking, taking conversations out of fucking text, not addressing when you were fucking wrong, when you were saying all these allegations about me. I have a problem with you. Don't pawn this off on nobody else. With fucking you. Pawn it off on Preach. Like, bro, I don't even fucking know that man. I don't give a shit about him. Because I met your dumbass a person. I shake your hand when I met you. I let you into my fucking house. You did that dumb shit. That's my fucking problem.
You know what kills me about this guy? He's acting like he's so cordial and cool with people. His MO is talking shit about you before you show up on the pod. Then you show up on the pod, and then after, his own staff member contacted me right after I left, and these niggas was talking shit, which doesn't bother me. We're not friends, so I don't care if he talks shit after I leave. But now he's getting on this podcast acting like he's been loyal, like he's been having my back, like he's been looking out. It's like, no, this guy's been talking crack about us since the day he found out about us.
For example, once a snake, always a snake. And listen, we didn't know it first, but now we know.
And here's the thing. They've made 20 fucking plus videos talking shit about us.
21 now. 21.
21.
And I promise you, it's not going to end there. And there's nothing you can do about it. Try some more fake copyright strikes, brother.
You tried.
There's nothing you can do about it.
You really tried.
Yeah. And also your buddies, every single one of them who does some weird sus shit or criminal activity, yeah, we'll probably cover them too. And there's nothing you can do about it. It's okay.
It's okay.
You're going to be okay.
You're going to be all right.
They talk shit about our friends.
Both of them
They've been
talk
talking
shit?
shit about Andrew. They've been talking shit about John. They've been talking shit about Donovan. They've been talking shit about Rolo. Talk shit about fucking everybody.
That's the thing. What's the definition of talking shit?
Is anything?
It's just Back in my days, it was saying something that was not true. Now it's just saying negative things.
Yeah.
At the minute we hold you accountable, it's talking shit to you.
Yeah.
Funny.
Yeah. When you guys always want to talk about women, how women deserve less, how women don't deserve anything. I mean, ain't that the name of your book? Why Women Deserve Less? Is that you talking shit? No, that's you sharing your opinion on things.
And there, he's not even like being hyperbolic or anything. Myron literally wrote a book, Why Women Deserve Less. This isn't, he's not joking. He's not being hyperbolic. This is literally the name of the book by Myron Gaines. Why Women Deserve Less.
Chapter 4, The New Contract. I don't need a man. If you're a man alive today, there is a 100% guarantee you have heard the words, I don't need a man. Whether it was Destiny's Child, Independent Women, Beyonce's Run the World, or some other mindless soundtrack to modern women's delusion, you have heard this anti-male propaganda before. Ironically enough, Beyonce, every feminist's favorite musician, married Jay-Z, who has more status and a higher net worth. Unfortunately, he also cheated on her, and she didn't go anywhere despite releasing hit songs like Irreplaceable. In the song she sings, I can have another you in a minute. Matter of fact, he'll be here in a minute. Baby, you must not know about me. I can have another you by tomorrow. Music like this encourages women to leave men, but clearly she couldn't put Jay-Z to the left, as she is the replaceable one. Every feminist idol is the biggest hypocrite and is enslaved to her biology. Hypergamy never fails. Perhaps you dismissed the phrase, I don't need a man, or you agreed with it in some technical sense. Still, like most men, you probably wrote it off as a mindless political slogan your average modern Western woman parroted to display her belief in some basic feminist principles. Maybe she was a Beyonce fan. However, there is a lot more weight to that statement than most men realize, because while men may dismiss the statement as some girl trying to flex her feminist credentials, the girl is trying to tell you something much more important. Let's translate I don't need a man from womanese to English. I don't need you anymore, and consequently, we need to rearrange how men and women interact with one another in society. I need you.
I believe that he thinks it's womanese. I believe that to him, women speak some completely different language. I totally believe that he does not understand anything that women say. That is easy for me to believe.
Recognize that I'm no longer dependent on you, and both our behaviors need to reflect that. Even then, the average man might not pick up on this more fundamental message as his conditioning blinds him. So what would help men understand the weight of this statement and why it has consequences for you is to view male to female relations through the historical lens of women. For nearly all their existence, women needed men. While men could carve out their existence out of the real world through their actions, women could not, making them wholly dependent on men. Consequently, women had to find a man and keep him happy. They had to dote on men, cook for men, have sex with men, even if they didn't want to, and take care of men. All of this lest they cared to die. Although you may have never done anything to keep a woman or have her somehow be dependent upon you, their entire bioevolutionary history is one where they have, in one way or another, been owned or kept by men.
Where is this going, dude? What? Their biology, dude. It's their biology to be owned and kept by men. It's in their chromosomes.
This is where the phrase liberated from men originated. This is why they parrot, I don't need a man. And though this may blindside you because you never kept a harem of women corralled on some ranch, their statement of independence is very real and serious to them. Origins of the new contract.
To them.
This begs the question, how do women get liberated? One day, they're wholly reliant upon men, and in a short 100 years, they're not. So what change allowed women to carve their living out of the world independently? Chapter 4, The New Contract.
$1.99.
I don't need a man.
Bro, Tom look up FNF Anna Quinn LOL.
Oh, we know about the Anna Quinn stuff. That's the crap where he reaches out, a girl reaches out to him to collab, and he says, I don't collab unless I'm having sex with you. So if you wanna date, then I'll collab with you. Right? This is the girl. And then she's like, wait, I'm not trying to date you, dude. I just wanted to do like a YouTube video or something. And he's like, sucks to suck. You're not going to be able to collab with a high value man like me, but I can collab with lots of hot chicks. Like this, and I'm not exaggerating. This is literally what he says. He says, it's a lot harder to find a high value man, but I can find a lot of hot chicks. The guy...
Don Juan Plagueis 0 super chatted $1.99. Now, Fresh Prince CEO Lamborghini LOL.
Yeah, the guy who's supposed to be a dating guru, who's supposed to know all about women, who's supposed to be able to tell you how to get women, he has to use his podcast to coerce women into sleeping with him. He has to use his clout, not just to get women, because that's fine. Using your clout, using your status, using your fame to get women, that's one thing. But to use it as a coercive tool to say, well, I'll do X with you if you do Y with me. That sounds like somebody who does not have any game. That sounds like somebody who's going to have a lot of trouble getting women.
Dude, you guys have been talking shit for far too fucking long. I have a problem with Aba. I'd love to have a conversation with you. You want to have it in person? Fine. I'd be great. It'd be great. I just want to ask you, why the fuck are you a snake? And why has nobody called you out for all these fucking years? You guys teach guys how to be more attractive and actually get women to admire, and love, and respect them? No, you guys fucking don't. You don't. You don't add any value. And I'm calling y'all fucking out. Namely, Aba. I have a problem with fucking Aba. He's a snake.
That's all relationships, Tom? No, it's not. That has been literally zero of my relationships. Literally zero. I may have ended up like paying for things. I may have ended up giving them money. I may have ended up, helping my girlfriends. But I never said, well, no, I'm not going to do this unless you have sex with me. That would be insane. That would be nuts. All relationships are an exchange of value. Not like that. No, that is different to have like an exchange of value versus using it in a coercive manner. Those are totally different things. Those are insanely different things. If you don't understand the difference between like, I get value from you, you get value from me, versus, well, I have all the value and I am only going to allow you to have this value that has nothing to do with a relationship. This chick did not want to be in a relationship with him. She was not trying to be in a relationship with him. So you comparing this to relationships is already really weird. But she did not want to have a relationship with Myron. She just wanted to collab with him. And he says, well, I will collab with you if you date me. I only collab with girls I'm dating. That is totally different. They would have sex with you if you didn't pay? Yeah. There are times where like we're fighting and we're not happy with each other and I'm not going to pay for things, but they weren't going to go break up with me or stop having sex with me or stop being my girlfriend or stupid stuff like that.
$1.99. Tom, did you see when I broke into the studio?
Yes. Yeah. Like that, this, again, you're comparing different things. We're not talking about relationships here. We're talking about somebody who has no desire to be in a relationship with him. They just want to have a business transaction. That's it. And he is using the business transaction as a way to get her to have sex with him. These are very, very different things.
Tired of this shit. So talk shit about me all my friends, 20 plus videos on us. Fuck this shit, man. At this point, your dumbass needs to be held accountable. Say what you like to fucking say on all your videos to my fucking face, bro.
He won't do it.
But you will not. You will not. And don't pawn this off on Preach's bitch ass either. I'm talking to you.
You're gonna talk about somebody's wife that you never met. Then you're gonna talk shit about, excuse yourself, and then keep on talking more. And then bring back the picture of someone that has nothing to do. And then your fans do whatever the fuck they do. They DM, the comments. I mean, you don't have a problem with me. I have a problem with you. I have a problem with you and your bitch ass. But it's fine. It's okay. When it was time to go, you shut the fuck up. Stay shutting the fuck up then. You challenged, I stepped up, and your rebuttal was to do some fake DMC strikes. That's you. And you talking about integrity?
Hey, man.
You fucking whore.
Whoa. God, the last one hit a little
A whore. The fucking whore for that shit. Talking about, oh, I stay real. Keep lying and shit. Man, get the fuck out of here. Right, keep doing your shit. Keep growing. Do your thing. Do you, boo-boo. Ain't nobody give a fuck. Yeah. Do you. This not a... You think... You handle this thing like it's a competition. You handle this thing like it's, yo, we want that pack. You said that you would lap us. That came out of your mouth. Oh, we gonna lap you. We don't care. It's not a competition. If you do good, do good.
I'll tell you what, I'll come on the pod if you finally accept the boxing match that you set up with Preach. I promise. You both get in the ring like it was supposed to happen, okay? Right? Because you was talking shit about his wife. And I'll show up on the pod and I'll say whatever you want to your face. You guys were doing all that talking. You guys were the challenging one. You guys want to talk about his family, his people, his friends. Okay? So you guys have the beef, right? And if you want me to show up on the pod afterwards, I promise you I will. Okay? But outside of that, all this shit is just jokes to me.
Well,
whatever. Is anything else?
No, that's good.
God damn. This dude misses me and wants to get physical. Talk about, yo, I have a problem with fucking ABBA. Now there's allegations that, you know what I mean, he blew us, and folks been coming inside of them. Like, it's a lot of stuff going on.
It's a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, Preach would mess Myron up, bro. That is a big dude. That is a big dude, bro. That is a large man. Wait, what video was that? Yeah, not only did MLD block me, he blocked literally everybody who liked my posts. So I posted and said, everybody post your screenshots of MLD blocking you. This guy said, Critical Canadian said, is that before or after you block people and walk out of performances while acting like a spoiled child? Unable to view this tweet because the account owner limits who can view their tweets. This one is actually kind of interesting. They sent him a DM. What did they DM him? I wonder. Oh, it's my tweet. It is my tweet. Looks like everyone who has liked one of my posts making fun of MLD got blocked. Super alpha move. Let me see your screenshots. They said alpha bitch. Yeah, it says at the bottom of that, you can no longer send direct messages to this person. Most likely it's because people who follow you also said some wild shit to him, myself included. Who cares? He's a woman-beating loser who deserved nothing but derision and ostracization. Respect that you haven't killed yourself. 100. You're unable to view this tweet because the account owner limits who can view their tweets. Fresh one from yesterday. And I don't even have an audience, LOL. I wanted to post this to him, but I was already blocked. All these people, dude. This is like, he's got to be paying somebody as a full-time job just to block all my fans. He's got to be paying somebody to just be sitting around blocking all my fans these days. Like, he's got to spend a lot of time, dude. Look how tough he is, dude. Look at that. That's a freaking tough guy right there. He flicks people off, bro. He is so hard. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Oh, there's another one. Woo! I remember when all the girls I went to middle school with thought they were super edgy and they did this. They would post this on their accounts. Me and Tom exchanged tons of value. True. True. People have been exposing MLD for years. Real sad that he's gotten away with so much. Yeah. I mean, I've said this a number of times. The crazies just happen to come into contact with the politics community for just half a second, dude. and we will hunt them down to the ends of the earth. They are not getting away from us. Jay Waller, my man.
Jokes on you, they do. But I did it today. You get the title in about a month. So,
First time I've ever seen you speechless.
Get a passport. 'Cause I'm gonna want you to come some places.
Yeah, everybody take a second, hit the thumbs up button. All right. I got a couple more things, but let's see. Claw, if you guys were here for yesterday's stream, it got taken down for copyright. It'll probably get put back up sometime tomorrow, but we covered a panel with President Sunday and Claw and a bunch of other people. He said, you just let a Mr. Girl orbiter run circles around you and still make it in time for his Memorial Day feast. Show me a streamer who still respects you, and you'll have shown me a mirror and a mirror alone. When you can't fight an idea, you must jump to personal attacks. End point. Thank you for telling us that the point is ended. 3 likes on it. 1,734 views. 1 quote tweet. Are you the guy that hit his girlfriend on stream? Yeah, that's him. Aren't you that schizo woman beater? Yeah, yep. Where's the guys demanding a refund? Claw was a producer for the Raj Royale for a while. Yeah, Will posted "We Live, baby," but he took the video down and privated it immediately because he rage quit the panel. President Sunday said, "We dead, baby." I said, "Is this considered React content?" Genius. Can you play that video? I've never seen it. The one of him hitting his girlfriend. I don't have it. I don't know where that is. Damn, what went down on that panel? Now I want to know. It was juicy. It was juicy stuff. The video or the stream was taken down, unfortunately, but maybe we'll get it put back up. It says like that it's editing out all of the copyrighted stuff. So Sunday was freaking hilarious. Who still has a video of it? President Sunday. I think he took it down. So I like he privated it in the middle of the video or in the middle of our stream and then put it back up. Tom, you should show Smeth's tweet too. Oh, hell no, dude. I was called a hobbyist by renowned asshole Irrational Chad, aka Chud Logic. Due to the low viewer count of my live streams while he was covering my stream for low effort content on his channel. I would like to inform him that despite my low live audience numbers at the moment, I am in fact not doing this as a hobby, and I am focusing my effort on producing a video titled The Destiny Report, which he will undoubtedly cover to support his creativity bankrupt boring drama channel, where he reacts to other people who actually have something to say and repeats the same 3 mean-spirited jokes over and over, like mocking anyone with any sort of passion. This is really dumb. Smeth, stop saying this crap. This is dumb, dude. This is freaking stupid. It's dumb to say this stuff, okay? Like, there are massive networks and media conglomerates who are set up just to cover news, cover movies, cover TV shows, to cover other people's content, and they are good at covering that content, so lots of people watch them do it. This is a normal thing in every media environment. This is what everybody does everywhere. Like, acting like drama channels are somehow less than in any way is kind of odd. You guys got to stop coping. It's ridiculous. Okay, Google. Turn Joker light and Hawks light on.
Sure. Turning on 2 lights.
I also would like to remind him that we are nothing alike as content creators. My content will never be as popular as his because my content is much higher effort and takes much more time to produce. And yet I'll do it anyway. I would rather work any menial labor job than do what he does because I would find it utterly soul-crushing and wretched. I do what I do because it's my passion. If I never manage to make a dime doing it, I'll keep making art and my life will revolve around it till I die penniless. We are not comparable. And without people like me, you would have nothing to put in your trashy tabloid show. This is all cope, Smith. This is actually stupid. This really is. This is stupid. So one, this is you admitting that this is a hobby. You are explaining a hobby right now. You just described a hobby here. That's all you did. You just got butthurt that he said that you're a hobbyist and then said exactly what a hobby is. And all media exists for entertainment purposes. It's like mostly for entertainment purposes. This is what we're all here to do. Even if you are informative media, you are still going to do it in an entertaining way. It is still entertainment. Acting like you're above it explains why you do not understand entertainment. Acting like you are above drama coverage or reacting to other people's content explains why you do not understand content creation. You can be, you can call yourself artistic and artsy fartsy and poetic and all of this other crap all you want. I would call myself artistic. I am artistic. I'm a musician. I've written music. I've sold music. I've done my, I do my video essays. I'm working on a documentary. I do all sorts of artistic things. I really enjoy editing. I think editing is a great artistic thing
Don
that I enjoy.
Zero super chatted $1.99. Hypergamy does fail.
Hypergamy. But I also think this is artistic. This is also art. What I do here is also artistic. What Chud does on his channel is also artistic. It is not one or the other. There are people who take newspapers and magazines and all sorts of crap and they cut out a bunch of different stuff and then they put it onto a plasterboard and they call that art too. But they're using everybody else's crap to do it. We have always called this stuff art. Always. There are people who get upset that the coverage towards them is not favorable. And then they cope about it on Twitter and make up a bunch of bullcrap. This is dumb. It's actually dumb. TMZ is art? Yes, of course. They're funny. They have their own style. They have their own way of of showing stuff. They have the annoying voice in the background. Yes, this stuff is all art. You guys don't know what art is. No, TMZ is media. Oh, I forgot. Media and art are never the same thing. My bad. You're right. It is media. Therefore, it can't be art. I don't know what I was thinking. Thank you for correcting me. Thank you for that great correction. Brilliant. Literally an actual artist, the kind that makes actual art. Oh, like Smeth, right? That kind. Well done. Music either isn't art or isn't media. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. There's going to be tons of YouTube channels that think their videos are art, but nope. Nope. Incorrect. It's media, so can't be art. Yeah, I have more artistic talent in my fingernail than Smith. Well, you need to you need to study art for a little bit so you know what it is. I think Smeth is an artistic person. It's just not art that other people want to consume. And Chud makes art that people do want to consume. It is what it is. Chud said, Smith has been schizoing about this all day. I was being mean for sure in some statements, but I called you a hobbyist in response to you appealing to Max for respect as a fellow content creator when you are a hobbyist. Making content because you enjoy it, not to make money. Yes. At your size, you are closer to a viewer than anything else. Nothing to be ashamed of, but it felt like you had a bigger impression of what you are, and I was pointing that out. You are desperately trying to convince your tiny audience today that you are an artist, proves my point. Despite comments I have seen, I do not look down on people with less viewers or that are just starting out. Everyone starts somewhere. I just hate pretension. And people that think too highly of themselves, as you very clearly do. Pretension, yes. That makes art a meaningless word? No, it does not. Excluding Chud's channel makes art a meaningless word. There's no way that you can give me some sort of definition of art that would include things like music, like video essays, like movies and paintings and all of this other stuff, and not include Chud's channel. You can't do it. There's no way. You just don't like what he does, or even TMZ. You just don't like it. And so you don't want to call it art because you think calling it art gives it some sort of validation when it doesn't. Calling something art does not validate that thing in any way whatsoever. If you think entertainers are doing art, then yes, Chud is doing art. Yeah, generally we would call entertainers artists. Would you consider all forms of entertainment art? I don't know of any, I can't think of any types of entertainment that wouldn't be considered art. Like, we call singing art, we call playing music art, we call painting art, we call directing art, we call producing art, we call writing art, we call drawing art, we call, like, all forms of entertainment. You know, comedy is art. we call all forms of entertainment art. The expression or application of human creative skill and imagination, typically in a visual form such as painting or sculpture, producing works to be appreciated primarily for their beauty or emote. Yes, you are describing entertainment. Yes, that's what you just did. You just described entertainment. Thank you. Like, the all entertainment is going to have creative skill, imagination, expression, and it's all going to be there for your amusement. Like, it's... Yes, I am the one who is coping here. You guys are being weird, dude. I think the expression of emotion part might be what's lacking in drama content, perhaps. I think that's probably the thing that comes out most in drama content. That is one of the biggest aspects of drama content. You're playing language games? No, I'm not. It's literally art. It is literally art. The people who do drama content are artistic, creative people. I am an artistic and creative person. My entire family are all artists, and this is easily a form of art. Yeah. Short stream. I'm tired. I can barely stay awake. I've been going cross-eyed while all these other videos are playing. Right. I'm going to sleep. I'll be back on tomorrow. We'll have an early stream. Till then, appreciate you. Love you. I'll see you next time. Later, fools.
Later, fools.
Michael Taxi Arch says. And language is art lol. Sassafras says. Night night. Gilgamakasor says. Later. Jatub says. Cheers. Sassafras says. TDS. Sassafras says. As a treat. Dave says. Never pulled me, sad face. Splo says. Tom is bad. Gilgamakasor says. Oh no. Gilgamakasor says. Only fan is art. Derek Guidero says, Alexa play Party in the USA by Miley Cyrus. Tomfoolery Show says, yeah, porn is art. Splo says, MMMM. Sassafras says, Dave says, night my homies. Mean says, it's called hentai, and it's art. Michael Taxi Arch says, all life is an art. Dave says, your mom's art.